Hello, future Knights. I'm Mrs. Nikki Kanzia, and I'm so happy to be coming to you live from my home to yours. Thank you for opening up your doors today to us at IC Catholic Prep to share half of a Sunday with you, just a little bit of time to share all of the wonderful things taking place at IC Catholic Prep. But of course, we do all things at IC Catholic Prep in prayer, and we have a wonderful day lined up for you today. But I wanted to make sure that we started in prayer as we do all things at IC. And so, if you would join me in welcoming our very own pastor, Father Tom Paul, he has a short message for us as we begin our time together.
For those of you that don't know me, my name is Father Tom Paul. I'm the pastor of the Immaculate Conception Parish, and of course, IC Catholic Prep is a very important part of our parish. We are the only Catholic parish in certainly a wide area of the state of Illinois, and even in the country, one of the few that has the fortune of operating certainly two schools, one a grade school for our children who are in age 3 through grade 8, and then, of course, our high school IC Catholic Prep for children not only from our IC community, but from many other communities surrounding Elmhurst. Since our high school started in 1936, we've been very proud to educate children from all around the area who have received a very excellent Catholic college prep education here and have turned out to be many, many fine students and certainly have been successful in their careers ahead, but most importantly, have turned out to be very fine adults who have made a great difference with their lives because of the foundation they received here at IC. So we're very glad that you're joining us to find out more about our school. It's a terrific place, a place that is life-changing, that if you send your students here, without a doubt, I know their lives would change for the better because of being part of IC Catholic Prep. So if we could now just take a moment and join in prayer as we ask God to bless you and your students and all of us. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, amen. Almighty God, we give you thanks for all of your blessings, especially for the blessings of our high school IC Catholic Prep and for all of the community that makes IC Catholic Prep such a special and unique place. We thank you for these parents and their children, the young men and women who potentially may be coming to our school. We ask for your blessings upon them. We pray for guidance upon them that they make the right choices. We pray for the wisdom that they will need for their futures, that their futures will truly be blessed. We pray for the help that especially all of us need during these difficult times to stay happy and healthy and safe and protected from all harm. We pray for your blessings upon us now and upon our entire IC Catholic Prep community and all who are part of this opportunity here to become more a part of us in the future. As we pray in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, amen. Once you become part of IC Catholic Prep, from the first moment that you step into our doors, you become part of a family that lasts for the rest of your lives. When we say we are IC, we mean those words because you become part of us and we become part of you, a legacy that you'll have happily for the rest of your lives. So we certainly thank you for joining us for this presentation today, and we hope you certainly join us as we look forward to having you be part of our community. God bless you.
We, of course, don't do anything by ourselves at IC Catholic Prep. We are a team and we are a family, and you are going to hear a lot of these themes throughout our afternoon together. Please make sure that if you have questions, you reach out. After our event today, we'll be sending a follow-up email with contact information and making sure that we're answering your questions. But we really want to make sure we take the opportunity to give you the chance to meet some of our wonderful faculty and staff, department chairs, and of course, our administrative team. And so with that being said, we welcome warmly our president, Mrs. Barbara Gavrowski. Welcome, Barb.
Thank you. I am joining you today from Raleigh, North Carolina, where I'm visiting one of my two grandchildren. So thank you for allowing me to do this remotely.
Of course, that's the joy of this, right?
Right, exactly. No, I really wish we could all be together. I'm sure we all do.
I know.
And I want to welcome everyone today to our virtual open house. I hope you get just enough of a feel that makes you more curious and makes you want to come onto campus and do one of our private tours. This is a special place, and it's very special to me. I am a graduate of the class of 1979, and I'm a Western suburb girl. I was born in Melrose Park. I was raised in Westchester and Elmhurst. And my husband, Pete, and I have 3 lovely children, all graduates of IC Catholic Prep. AJ graduated in 2008, Mary in 2011, and Ben in 2013. And now, as I said, I have 2 grandsons who are the class of 2038. I actually figured that out this morning. So we are an IC family through and through. It's been a special place for our family. You're going to get just a slight taste of it today. About a year ago, I joined the administrative staff at IC as the president. And what that means is I support I support Steve, our principal, in everything he does with the rest of the administrative team to bring the school forward. We have a co-leadership model. You'll hear a lot about that today. And so together we make sure that our students and our faculty and our staff have everything they need to bring the school forward. So I'm responsible for finance and for marketing, and I work with Nikki on enrollment and recruiting, the Alumni Association, and all of our fundraising events. It's really important that we allow our academics to do what they do best and to support your students as they go. So today, I hope that you get to learn all about those academics. You're going to see wonderful things from our faculty, staff, and students. And you're going to learn about our athletics, and you're going to learn about all the extracurriculars that we have, and our faith sharing. But most importantly, I hope you get a feel for our community and for who we are. Just like Father said, when you join IC, you are joining a family. And as you can see from my experience, it's a family that we've been together for many, many years now. So I want to turn you back over to Nikki, and she'll introduce the rest of the staff. Have a wonderful time. And please, if you have any questions, any comments, any concerns, anything, reach out to us. We're here to help. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Barb. And give those little babies a big snuggle for us.
I will.
Once a night, always a night, right?
Once a night, always a night. Exactly. Thank you,
Awesome.
everyone.
Have a wonderful day. God bless. So we're going to bring into the stream here our very own principal, Mr. Stephen Davidson. He'll be able to share a little bit of the overview of our school, and obviously moving into high school in a COVID world, and has done a great job with that as well. So I'm very excited for you to get to know Mr. Davidson. Steve, welcome to the conversation.
Thank you. Welcome everyone to IC, and we would love to see you here shortly on a personal tour, and you come in and see what the building is like, and you'll get a chance to meet our amazing faculty today, and our students as well. This is a difficult time to be in school and to transition into high school. And, there's a lot of challenges obviously going on, but I can't speak more highly of our administration, our counselors, our faculty, our teachers, our students, our parents, the sense of community that Mrs. Kanzia, Mrs. Gavrowski, and Father are speaking to. It's real. It's a real thing. It's a family here. And, we have gone through a lot together since March, and we've done very, very well with that. And, we've transitioned, obviously, our education to a hybrid model in which our students are in the building every other day. We've been providing a lot more support, obviously, for those students who may be struggling a little bit with everything going on in the world. But our faculty has just bent over backwards and has worked so incredibly hard. There are many days where I have to tell people it's time to go home. You need a rest. It's time to go home. because the motivation and the dedication to our students is phenomenal. We talk about at IC developing the spirit, mind, and body. And, that's part of being the family that we are, right? Education is not just about the college preparatory curriculum that we have, which is a phenomenal curriculum. We have phenomenal teachers, and our students are ready to go for college and to succeed in the world. But we're also developing friendships, spirituality, that camaraderie, that teamwork that you get through sports and clubs and activities. It's phenomenal to see that develop. That's one of the reasons why I got into Catholic education and, of course, into high school education, because you could really see students grow and blossom during this time of their life. And it's very evident here at IC. It's been tough, but our kids have, thought outside of the box. We've gotten together recently. We had some movie nights, for example, in place of our homecoming week. Definitely some things that we can't do right now to keep everybody safe, but our safety protocols and our technology that we developed has been phenomenal, and everybody's doing an amazing job. And we can't wait for your son and daughter to join us here for a visit first, and then as part of the next class at IC. And as they say, once a night, always a night.
Thank you, Steve Davidson. Couldn't have said it better myself. And we're just grateful for all the work and the love and time you've put into this school year. I know we are truly stronger together than we are apart. And you say often we're thriving together, and that is always the goal. And so we can't thank you enough for that. Mr. Davidson, also a quick thank you to Mr. Davidson. He's going to be helping make sure that our students are in the rooms that they need to be in. You'll be seeing some of our students in just a little while, giving us a little tour. And so thanks in advance for that as well. It surely takes a village. So love having you with us. So at this time, I really want to make sure that I give us an opportunity to meet some of our faculty and staff. You're going to just get a little snippet of who they are. We have short department introductions because they, along with our students, represent the very best of IC. And so I wanted to make sure that we introduce them first, and then you will hear from them a bit later in our time together. But they are phenomenal people. And one of the best parts of my job as one of the assistant principals, and more in the external role, is to be able to share the successes of our students and our teachers in the community. And so could not be more proud, yet humbled, to introduce to you some of our department chairs who will be speaking to you a little later today.
Hi, my name is Sarah Tardif. I am the Theology Department Chairperson here at IC Catholic Prep. I started my 8th year here at IC just this past fall. I'm also an alum of the school.
I am Sarah Palandri. I'm the Department Chair of the Sciences, and I've been here for 14 years.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Jean Field. I'm the Director of School Counseling at IC Catholic Prep. I've been in the counseling office since 1991.
Hi, my name is Cindy Ortiz. I'm a school counselor here at IC, and I've been with IC for 3 years now.
Hello, my name is Ann Pasteur. I am the visual arts teacher and department chair here at IC Catholic Prep. I have been here 21 years.
Hello, my name is Brian Andrusik, and I'm the school librarian or media specialist at IC Catholic Prep. I've been at IC for 22 years and in the library profession for over 30 years.
Hello, everyone. My name is Todd Fisher. I am the Social Studies and Business and Technology Department Chair. I'm entering my 23rd year in education and my 2nd year at IC Catholic Prep.
Hi, I'm Missy Idasek. I'm the Math Department Chairperson at IC Catholic Prep. This is the beginning of my 32nd year teaching. I also am an alumni of IC.
Hi, my name is Elisa Mastoro. I teach Spanish and I'm the department chair. I am the advisor to the Spanish Club and Spanish Honor Society, and this is my 5th year here at IC.
Hi, I'm Mr. Michael Dronzek. I'm the English department chair here at IC Catholic Prep. This is my 10th year teaching English and my 8th year at the school.
Hi, my name is Angela Sebastian. I'm director of the Fairley program here at IC Catholic Prep. This is my 9th year at IC Catholic Prep, and I'm also a proud member of the class of 1996.
Hi, my name is Jim Nolan. I'm the finance director at IC Catholic Prep, and I've been here for about 4 years.
Hi, my name is Missy Slavic. This is my first year at IC, and I'm excited to be here.
Hi, my name is Donnie Moore, and I'm the campus minister here at IC Catholic Prep. In addition to my duties as campus minister, I also teach 9th and 12th grade theology. I look forward to seeing you on campus. I can't wait to meet you. Go Knights.
We really, truly are very blessed to have a remarkable faculty and staff that just support us day in, day out to allow our students to be their very best selves. No one could have ever predicted what this year was going to be like. It's that 2020 concept, right? But what we really want our families to know, and those of you who are watching today from your homes to know, is that we are so looking forward to welcome you to our IC home. We do have opportunities that Barbara Gaborowski spoke to about being on campus with us in spite of COVID, the COVID world we're living in. We are scheduling personal tours. Our goal is to have more of a live in-person open house in November. There are several ways for our families to be involved. We also have several clinics and camps that will be coming up through our athletics department. And so students who are interested in becoming student athletes, we want to make sure that you know that there is also a place for you at this time. But the very best way that we can share some of this information and some of the resources that we have on our campus is through some of our faculty and staff that serve in more of a student service role. And so I would be remiss if I did not have some time today dedicated to our student service personnel. So Mrs. Jean Field as our Director of Counseling, Ms. Cindy Ortiz as our Guidance Counselor, Mrs. Angela Sebastian as our Director of our Fairly Program. They wanted to share a little bit about some of the offerings we have and resources for our students. It certainly takes a village, as I said, and we want to make sure that we are providing as many resources as we can for our students and more or less what we call those wraparound supports, kind of that warm blanket that we wrap around our students to allow them to be successful. And so I wanted to make sure we took a little time this afternoon to hear from Student Services. You will see that Mrs. Field speaks directly to college and career counseling. Mrs. Field oversees that portion of our community. Ms. Ortiz handles a lot of our social emotional learning through our groups and through our opportunities. She'll be speaking about a virtual calming space. So there are a lot of interesting pieces there. And Mrs. Sebastian is heading up our newly designed Fairly program to allow for students to be successful if they need those extra little pieces of encouragement or if they have documented IEPs or 504s. And so we'll share a little bit about that, and then you will have the opportunity to see some of our campus given by the tour by our fabulous student ambassadors. And so please enjoy our student service presentation.
We try and get the students thinking about college or post-high school plans early in their freshman year. We talk about getting off to a good start academically because they're going to be sending their transcripts out at the end of their junior year. And so freshman year technically is almost a little more important than the beginning of senior year in terms of transcripts for evaluation for colleges. So we really encourage them to get off to a good start, and we point out that it's a fresh start. Nobody knows who they are. It's a fresh start. They can create their own reputations. Well, the colleges want not a student that goes to school and goes home and doesn't get involved in anything. They want them to have experiences. If they have an opportunity for leadership experiences, they would definitely like to see students pursue that. But they're not looking for a long list of being involved in all sorts of things, but they're looking at the quality of what the students are interested in. How much time do they spend on it? You know, whereas you could do some charity walks, it's an hour and you're done. But do you volunteer at a food pantry and you do it once a week? So they look at the kind of the depth of what you're doing in your resume. So as a sophomore, we have students take the PSAT.
Right.
And then once we get the PSAT results, we have them do some career exploration using PSAT results and which you can convert into SAT results, and kind of look to what they think they would like to do in the future. And then we meet with them individually, and we continue working on that 4-year plan that we start in freshman year. Second semester of junior year, we usually try and bring in a college admissions counselor to talk to our juniors and to get them really focused on looking at the applications, what they should be doing for visits, and that sort of information. Our most valuable presentation we have is a senior well, we have 2 really good panels. One, we have a beginning of second semester of senior year, we bring back our alums, our first year alums, and they talk about their experiences on the college campuses. Generally, they talk about managing the money, managing their time, dealing with parties, dealing with roommates, and it's really been a well-received panel by the students because they don't hold anything back and they tell it like it is. And towards the end of the year, we have a meeting that's open to anybody that wants to come. It's called What I Wish I Had Known About College Admissions, and it's by the seniors who have applied and been accepted and parents. And generally we try and have parents that it's either the last student or they've been pretty involved in the application process. And that's always been a really informative meeting for a lot of people. And students from IC do extremely well at Big Ten universities, as well as smaller universities, at highly competitive universities. And I think that's one of our strengths is our curriculum. Our students, you hear so many times how much they help other kids that are in their dorms because they don't know how to write papers or they don't know how to do this. They feel like they've had a good base. And I think one of the things that we really try and stress with our students is the fit, because a school is a named university, it may not be the right school for you. And that's where you have to go out and you have to do your homework and see where you feel like you fit on campus, and it's going to give you opportunities to pursue the career that you're interested in.
My credentials, I'm a licensed clinical professional counselor. That is the highest standard of credentials in the state for a therapist. So I was a therapist prior to becoming a school counselor. So I still continue to practice therapy just to keep my skills, up to date and, get the training and everything so I can be the best school counselor for our students. And so I've been doing that now for 12 years, even though this is my 3rd year as a school counselor. The reason I went into school counseling is when I first started therapy, I had one day out of the week that I would go into a school, and I called that my happy day. I just love the environment of being in a school. It just seemed like it was a good fit for me, and I said I want to do this eventually because I knew I had to go back to school to get a 2nd master's degree to become a school counselor. So I did that, and went into school counseling, and I just love it so much. So let's talk about mental wellness and what that means. So mental wellness incorporates our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. If we are experiencing mental illness in any of those areas, it impacts our thinking, our mood, and our behavior in a negative way, which then impacts our ability to be productive and to have healthy relationships. So in order for our students to be productive, to be able to contribute to our community in a meaningful way, to be able to cope with stress in a healthy way and reach their full potential, we implement programming here at our school that really fosters an environment that encourages the students to ask for help and advocate for themselves, that advocacy piece, whether asking help from their teachers, help from me, to develop healthy habits in like the health class. We talk about what mental well-being and coping skills and what that looks like. We encourage, eating healthy and, being active, being kind to each other and supporting each other. That's also part of the social learning. And in fostering all these things, we are really helping our students to be the best person and version of themselves that they can be. We also have a therapy dog that really helps our students to maintain that wellness feeling, right? So we bring Mabel, our therapy dog, for when our students are testing as needed, and just to provide that extra support. As I mentioned, I go into the health classrooms to do presentations on mental well-being and foster those coping skills for our students so they can better be able to cope with stress. We meet with them individually. We meet with them as a group through some other programming, like our coping skills group. That's not particularly the title, but it's a group where really is fostered on providing an extra space for them to be able to reduce and eliminate some of that stress. And now, because we are virtual, we are implementing our virtual calming rooms for our students that are virtual only, or just even at home, on a weekend, for them to have a space that they can go into. So this virtual calming room will have calming music, calming videos, yoga, meditation, and different things, that our students can look through. They go from 1 minute long to 30 minutes long. So it's also very time efficient. And this is not only available to our students, but also available to our staff.
My name is Angela Calcagno-Spashin. I am also class of 1996 here at IC Catholic Prep. I've lived in Elmhurst for just about my whole life. I attended Immaculate Conception Grade School, IC Catholic Prep, and then I went on to college at St. Mary's College in Indiana, where I majored in history and also had a minor in secondary education. A little bit later on, I went for my master's in reading from Benedictine University, so I'm a certified K-12 reading specialist. I also am an endorsed special education teacher K-12. I returned to IC Catholic Prep in 2012, and this is my 9th year here, but my 16th year overall as a teacher. I was the social studies department chair for a bulk of my career here at IC, and most recently, I am director of the Fairley program, and I still teach a bit of social studies classes. As director of the Fairley program, I serve as the case manager for students with service plans or documented learning needs, and my role is to assist them with developing their executive functioning skills, cultivating their study skills, utilizing their accommodations, while also reviewing academic material with them as needed. And I would also say I serve as a bit of an instructional special education coach for our faculty to assist them with the best means to maximize student potential. So since 1978, the Catholic Church has really been promoting all Catholic schools to become more inclusive. Obviously, that wouldn't happen overnight, but we're really getting there, and you'll be seeing that at neighboring grade schools as well. So that is kind of the foundation of the program, is inclusion through Catholic doctrine. But I also want to mention that the program is named after Sister Megan Fairley, who was our assistant principal for a number of years. She was tirelessly working with our students that needed extra assistance. And so when we put this program together, it's very much so with her heart and soul in mind. And what this program looks like is students would have a daily study hall with me in a very small group setting where they can get the assistance they need individualized to meet their needs. I myself have, my older son has an IEP, so I completely understand any concerns parents have. And I like to mention that so that they know I get it. I've been there before and I understand you, and I am sensitive to whatever concerns you may possibly have. My best advice for the parents looking at us is to definitely reach out to us as soon as possible so that we can start communicating and seeing if we are a good fit for your child, because it works both ways, right? We want to be a good fit for you, and we want to make sure that we can meet all of your child's needs. Therefore, the best way that we can respond and let you know if we can meet their needs appropriately would be for you to share their current documentation with us. Of course, all materials remain confidential, but by sharing those materials, it allows us to be able to give you precise answers to the questions and concerns you may have. And secondly, it also would allow Ms. Kanzia to be able to plan and provide appropriate accommodations for your child at our entrance exam. So I think, reaching out early allows us to start that relationship and start communicating and making sure that everyone feels very much so a part of the process. And one quick thing to add is your student may have documented learning needs, but may not need the Supports It Fairly program, but in some ways could still get them. So if your son or daughter needs some supports, but not the supports we provide in Fairly program, we would still be there. For instance, I do have some students that would use my classroom for extended time on an assessment. So they may be taking the assessment in their regular classroom, but come down here to finish it, or perhaps they just need an alternate setting. So there's some different options there that would ebb and flow as well. And I would just want parents to know as a closing thought that we truly are a student-centered school. That is our culture. And what do I mean by that? As teachers, the way our brains are working, and administrators and every single person in the building, is what can we do to maximize the student's personal success? And that's exactly how we think. So if there's ever any obstacles, challenges, we don't see them as a negative. We see them as a way to improve upon ourselves and see what can we do and how can we handle this?
I couldn't have said it better myself. You'll hear me say that in some of our interviews a little bit later today, but truly our faculty and staff are dedicated professionals. They look at their time at IC really as a vocation, as a calling, and it's really truly humbling to be a part of that team. We're going to have the opportunity to hear some more about our programming in just a little while, so we hope you stay tuned with us. But right now, I wanted to take a moment and say to our student ambassadors. I cannot say enough about our students and who they are and the people that they become under the care and love of our faculty and staff at IC, but that doesn't happen by accident. We are blessed with wonderful families and parents who are willing to collaborate with us and partner with us in the education of their children. And so I wanted to make sure we had some time with our students today. They are the very best part of my day for sure. And I'm sure most of our faculty and staff, if not all, would say that as well. You're going to hear some of those things. But they are just amazing individuals, and they do conquer the world in their own way. And so with that, we're going to bring in Mr. Finn Barney, who's going to start our tour off. Hi, Finn. Welcome. It's good to see you. We're going to go ahead and unmute you, my dear. And just tell us a little bit about where you are in the world on campus here, and share a little bit about your experience at IC.
Okay, so hi, I'm Finn Barney, and currently I'm standing in the hallway on our main floor. A little bit about our hallway is that it was renovated over 4 summers ago, and is meant to set a footprint for how all other hallways will look in the future. As well as our renovated hallway, we have redone the classrooms on the first floor, and it's supposed to incorporate elements of like creative education, in which we have standing desks. Hold on.
And Finn, if you would, just go ahead and flip that camera around for us. If you have that functionality on your phone. Oh, I think we lost Finn. Oh no, we'll come back to him. Finn, don't go too far. We'll come back to you. It looks like he had a little connectivity issues, but we'll make sure that we see that. And if we can't get Finn back on, I see him in our stream here. We'll try one more time, Finn. And go ahead and flip that camera around for me if you don't mind.
I'm just gonna turn my phone around. It shouldn't work. So
there we go.
So as you can see in our classrooms, we have standing desks and portable teacher stations, which allow our students to learn at a better pace depending on how they learn. We also have whiteboards on each desk, which again helps with interactive learning. And overall, it's just a great functionality. Each classroom has great functionality.
Awesome. Do me a favor and walk back out into that main hallway, if you will, and go ahead and show us the hallway as a whole. Maybe do kind of a 360 for us so we could see all the neat parts. You could see our arrows and lines from all of our COVID planning and preparation, but it works because we have great students. Of course, our main office. We have interactive TVs throughout the building as well. And so you'll see quite a bit of room to move. We have designated locker floors at school as well. So this happens to be the junior locker floor. As I like to say, our freshmen are up in the penthouse, up on the 4th floor. And so all of the students have the opportunity to kind of move their way through the building for their lockers as well. Ben, we can't thank you enough for all you do for us at IC. And I know you had great successes yesterday at cross country, so congratulations to you. And we're looking forward to great things for the rest of the year. Thanks for being with us. And so we're going to transition now up to Ashley up in our science lab. Ashley, welcome. It's good to see you.
Hi.
Thanks for being with us.
Hi, my name is Ashley Zielinski and I'm a sophomore. And right now I'm on the 4th floor in one of our science labs. So I'm flipping my camera.
You're doing great.
Okay, here we go. So our science labs are busy with courses across the sciences along with engineering and robotics. We are excited to have our labs next on the list for renovation. With the generosity of donors, these labs will focus on being collaborative, innovative spaces for our students for years to come. So we love our science labs right now, but we're so excited for them to be renovated.
Awesome. It's great. I know we are so excited for the growth of our school. We talk often that we are a growing institution. I love saying that because we're so proud of that. And it really is a team effort. But really for you as students, we want to create those programs that are going to be lasting for you. And I know you've been involved across the board and one of our awesome student athletes as well and academic students. So thanks for all you do. I know we'll be seeing you a little later in the tour. And so I'll give you a little time to run over there. But we're going to transition over to the Dyer Family Resource Center, where Anton should be there and give us a little insight into the Dyer Center. Hi, Anton.
Hi, Ms. Kanzia. So
Good to see you.
As Ms. Kanzia said, my name's Anton, and I am currently in the Dyer Center. Let me flip my camera. Let's see. Oh, is it working?
Yeah, you're good to go.
All right, so as you can see, this is the Dyer Center. This is Mr. Andrusic's desk where he can see us all. And then this is where students work.
Anton, we lost the
It was
picture.
redesigned in 2013, and it's home to the library. Oh, you did? Uh-oh.
There you go. We'll try one more time. No worries. It's all good.
Low battery.
Don't you love technology when it wants? There you go. You're with us. No worries.
Okay, there we go. It has started to work again.
So I know we were saying we've been
So, yeah,
redesigned in the Dyer
It's a
Center.
place for us to gather. Yeah, it was updated in 2013, and this is a place for us to come before school and after school to work together on projects or homework. And
Awesome.
it's a really good work environment because it's very quiet, and it's also a really good space because we have a lot of computers to access and printers and copiers. And
Awesome. We can't thank
it
you
was-
enough.
yeah, it was a study space for the founders of St. Ames. And
St.
it's been
Agnes.
returned-
Yes, our sisters of St. Agnes, of course.
and it's now been returned to its original purpose of a study hall and a quiet space.
Isn't that kind of cool? A lot of history and tradition there. I love it. And I know we caught a little glimpse of Mrs. Gina Gaspari. She helps us out in admissions and can't thank her enough for being with us today. So thank you. I know we'll be seeing a little bit more of you once we head over to the gym and the weight room. So thanks for being willing to travel campus with us. We love it. Awesome. So the beauty of our campus is we are the only parish high school in the state of Illinois, meaning we have right on campus 2 beautiful worship spaces. Obviously, our priests, our deacons, our seminarians, faith-filled institution, but we also have an expansive campus. So students are moving between buildings throughout the day, very similar to a microcosm of a college campus, if you will. And so they do very well to plan ahead with their schedule, know where they have to go, plan with their books. Great college prep, true college prep experience. And so where Anton is, that's in our parish parish activity center here and administration center. And so we also have there our beautiful McDonald Center for the Fine Arts. And so we're going to bring in Miss Elizabeth Murray to show us that foyer downstairs and our music room. Welcome, Elizabeth. Not sure why we don't have any volume there. Elizabeth, try one more time. And if you could hear me, why don't you go ahead and flip that camera around there? And I'll be happy to share a little bit about our McDonald Center for the Arts. And so if you flip your camera, our McDonald Center for the Arts, again, was all renovated, there we go, 4 summers ago with the generous donation of the Father McDonald family. Amazing resources. We really, truly gutted that whole area so that it truly is a fine arts center. We have offerings in band, in choir, in guitar, in piano. Students take an opportunity to be a part of the fine arts in terms of the liturgical ministry at our masses. And so it's amazing what happens in our music classes. But truly, if you're a student who has an interest in the fine arts, you've never played an instrument, you have an opportunity to do so. We want you to try something new. As you heard Mrs. Field say, colleges are looking for students who try new things, which is awesome. And so Elizabeth, if you will, go ahead and out into that foyer for us and show us just that foyer area where the tables are set up out there. It's one of my favorite places, very colorful. And so it also tells the story of some of our theater productions. We have a long-standing history with the Knights Theater. Go ahead and take your time, sweetie. Just go ahead and pan one more time. Our theater productions typically fall in 2 seasons. We have a fall play and a spring musical. This year, we're going to be doing more of an online virtual winter production. And so I hope you'll be able to join us for that. But again, kind of setting that scene for opportunities for students to be able to jump right in, try new things. If you're not somebody who wants to be on stage, no worries. Then we have a place for you backstage. You could run lights and sounds. You could do makeup for us, props, costumes, etc. Elizabeth, thanks so much for being with us today. I'm sorry that your audio didn't work, but we're so happy you're with us and love that all the things you're doing. Elizabeth is just such a huge part of a lot of our community, but a great ambassador. So you might be able to see her soon, and of course, part of our Knights Theater. So love that you are with us today. We're going to kick it on down the hall to Miss Ava Muir, who's going to be able to share a little bit about our art room also renovated. Hi, Ava.
Hi, Miss Kanzia. Hi, everybody.
Good to see you, sweetie. Why don't you tell us where you're at?
I am in the art hall. I'm going to flip my camera really quickly. Okay. All right. You should be able to see the art hall.
Yeah.
We have everything here.
Sir Knight.
Yeah. Gutted from ceiling to floor, our arts program offers classes in ceramics, art 2D and 3D, sketching, and so much more. And here we have the art room.
Our art room is so colorful. I love it.
Yeah, it's so colorful down here. It's such a great space. We produce an art show every year and sometimes participate in the annual Art in the Park in Wilder Park. As an extension to our art classes, students are encouraged to join art club as well. Our art program provides a safe space for students to create, find a new talent, and try something new. So
Awesome.
Yeah, here's the art room.
Well done. I know we have, with our ceramics, we have 2 kilns in the back. We have students taking these as electives. It's really a comprehensive program. And Ms. P, who's our art teacher, has been with us 21 years. But what I love about her is she teaches each year as a new year. It's not like her first year 21 times. It's 21 new years, which we're so blessed to have practitioners in their field. I know Ms. Pasteur has artwork in Oak Park currently. Mr. V in our music department is a published author of guitar method books. So just an awesome department. And of course, Mrs. Rebecca Plasek makes up our graphic design piece of our fine arts department. And so some of her graphic design work you've already experienced in terms of our view books and our marketing pieces. She does so much for us, but also our students do so much for us in terms of creating some postcards and opportunities for growth there. So it's just such an awesome department. Ava, thank you so much. I know we'll be seeing you in just a little bit across campus.
Yes.
And so we're going to kick this back over to Finn Barney. Finn is in our church space right now, and our church is one of the most beautiful locations on campus, in my personal and humble opinion. But we'll let Finn tell you all about it. Go ahead, Finn.
Church is one of 2 worship spaces on campus and was renovated in 2012. With a commitment to preserving as much of the original building and concepts, our church is home to our many school masses, liturgies, and prayer services. This church tells a story through our disciples on the stained glass, as well as the color of Mary, the Immaculate Conception, and our patroness. Now, unfortunately, the lights are currently off. But,
You know what? Do me a favor, just walk on down the aisle for us so that we can kind of see a little bit of a 360 from the middle of that church space, that worship space. It's truly remarkable. That's an awesome place. And if you don't mind just kind of doing a slow 360 for us, that's great. Families, if you have not had the opportunity to hop online to check out our virtual 360 tours, our virtual tours, please do so. There's some neat pictures of our worship space there, both worship spaces. Our Sacred Heart Chapel, which is in the next building over, is actually on the docket for being remodeled right now. We have new windows in there, new doors. It's beautiful. And so there's so much to come there, but how blessed we are to be able to worship in these spaces and be a part of the parish community at Immaculate Conception Parish. Then I'm going to have you walk just a little bit more so we get a good view of that altar space. It truly is, I think, an inspiring space. Beautiful. Thank you. In our family, we have a tradition on Holy Thursday. We do the 7 churches where we have Eucharistic adoration, the exposition of the Eucharist. And so on Holy Thursday, typically, Father Tom and his wonderful maintenance people set up a beautiful display. Miss Lisa Grizzlia at the parish is our parish music director, provides music through a harpist, and it's an awesome, beautiful exposition of the Eucharist. So if you have the opportunity, our prayer is that we'll be together again at Easter this year, and so I would encourage you to come on out to our church to see that. It's truly a remarkable sight. Great job, Finn. Thanks for all you do. Love having you with us. One of our awesome ambassadors. And so at this time, we're going to make our way across campus to our gym and weight room, where you're going to find some of our students over there. And so our A's are over there, Ashley, Ava, and Anton, and they're going to take us through our gym space and our weight room. There they are. Hi, guys. Thanks for making the trek over there in the rain. We appreciate all you do. And so let's start here. If we can have Ashley, I see you're at the far end here. If you could just show us your vantage point in that gym and tell us a little bit about the space. We gotta just there we go. Yep, you're ready to go.
Okay, so home to our many classes, athletic events, competitions, and tournaments, our gym is housed above our Sacred Heart Chapel. The furthest building on campus, students get a college campus feeling when moving between class to class. And then, are you going to do the stage? Okay.
I can talk about the stage now.
Awesome.
Let me flip my camera.
Thanks, Ava. We'll bring Ava in.
Here we go. All right. Here we have our stage. Our gym also houses our spring musical productions with a full stage, light and soundboard, and state-of-the-art sound system in the gym. So, yeah.
Awesome. Go ahead and jump on that stage for us, Ava. There you go. It's such a neat perspective. I love it.
Yeah.
Awesome. There's Miss Ashley. Hey, Ashley, you over there. Awesome. And fingers crossed, Anton should be across that gym in our awesome weight room. There he is. Hi, Anton.
Hi. So this is our weight room. It's fully stocked with all the equipment for our football team and any of our other teams. It's open to students before and after school as part of our school's commitment to wellness.
Awesome. We're going to be hearing from Mrs. Missy Slavic a little bit later with our departments, talking about our wellness department and all of those awesome opportunities. But this equipment is definitely, such a blessing on campus for our student athletes and maybe our non-student athletes, right? And so really just an opportunity to dedicate ourselves to wellness. Thank you, student ambassadors. You've been awesome. Hang tight. We're going to bring you back one more, but we're actually at Plunkett Athletic Field with Mr. Justin Hall. So Plunkett Athletic Complex. Justin, welcome to the stream. We're going to see if we could get you to unmute yourself here, kiddo. So I know Justin's out in the rain right now. I'm not quite sure if we're going to get audio, but we do have picture, Justin, so that's awesome. So Justin, oh, I hear it. Go for it, kiddo. So Justin is actually at one of, oh, there he is. Go for it.
Can you hear me all right?
Yes, there you are. I know the rain doesn't help anything, right?
Hi, I'm Justin, and this is Plunkett Athletic Complex. So this was renovated in 2012. No, it does not. The complex houses our baseball, softball, lacrosse, and soccer teams with state-of-the-art turf and full concessions. Our athletic complex is about a mile away from campus, and students who participate in sports have the opportunity to be bussed over from the field, from the school to the field every day.
Awesome. I know it's cold and rainy out there, and you've been awesome to be out there, but if you don't mind walking just a little closer to our football, soccer, lacrosse field, that would be awesome. I know we have some students out there, but just to see how beautiful this complex is with the lights, if we have night games, and the turf is amazing. But even for those students who are not student athletes, it's just a great way to be with our community and just to come on out and support our student community. Awesome. Did a great job, Justin. Thanks for being with us. And so, Mr. Terry, if we could bring in our student athletes or student ambassadors, we have some of our student athletes and ambassadors on. I wanted to make sure that I said thank you to each of you for all you do for our community, and make sure that you know how proud we are of you and all you do. And cannot wait to see what's to come for you this year and beyond. Okay, we're going to move forward. Thanks for visiting, everybody. Awesome. I truly believe that our students tell the best story of IC Catholic Prep. They're the ones that I like to say boots on the ground, in our buildings, on our campus, living that high school experience in our communities. We have students coming from over 40 different communities, which is one of our most beautiful gifts on campus, because it provides us the opportunity to kind of level that playing field. We all become IC. And so you're going to see some of our student ambassadors and hear from them with regards to their experiences at IC. Here's my favorite part about this piece of our open house is our student ambassadors were given one prompt. Tell us about IC Catholic Prep as it pertains to you and your experiences. What does it mean to you? And that was it. And the beauty of that is this is what we got in return. And so I wanted to make sure I shared this with you. I hope you enjoy some of our student ambassadors and what they have to offer about why ICCP for them.
Hi, my name is Carl Knabel, and I'm a senior at IC Catholic Prep. First of all, thank you for tuning in tonight, and thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to take a look and watch this. And I just have a few things to say. First of all, I'd like to talk about how when I was searching for high school, one of the things that I looked for was the ability to participate in many different activities and still succeed in academics. At IC, I participated in 12 different activities, sports, and clubs, and it was a wonderful experience. The teachers here are very understanding and are willing to help you before or after school and do whatever it takes to help you understand the material. This has been a great comfort to me. Even taking the most rigorous classes at the school, you can still participate in all the clubs and activities you want. And in addition to that, there are so many unique opportunities that IC has to offer. IC is a great place to try new things. For example, when I was a freshman, there are 3 major activities in my life now that I do, and 3 of my passions that I had never tried or almost never tried before freshman year. When I was a freshman, I took Latin for the first time, and I loved it. When I first started, they were only 2 years, but now I'm happy to say that we have a full 4-year program, and it was great. And now it's one of my passions, and I love to read Latin and study it, and I hope to continue studying it. In addition, before freshman year, I'd never picked up a guitar before. I had one sitting around my house, and I said, hey, how about I try a guitar class? And now it's one of my favorite hobbies, and I love the music program here and all that I've done with them. In addition, I also had played not much golf before I had come here, and with the help of my coaches and a lot of hard work and a lot of understanding, I was able to this year become co-captain of the golf team with one of my good friends and play on varsity. So the activities here, the opportunities here are phenomenal, and you can do so many different things. I participated in engineering. I've spent a lot of time with the drama and Knights Theater. So you really have the freedom to do what you want here without being unnecessarily bogged down with the stress of trying to get through things yourself. At IC, we're such a very tight-knit community, and we're all here to help each other. Whether it's a student, an older student, or a teacher, or anybody, they're willing to help you with whatever you need. And that's one of the great things that I see. In addition to that, we have a very rich faith life at IC. In fact, one of my favorite experiences throughout high school has been the retreats, freshman, sophomore, and junior year so far. They've really helped me to get to know my classmates better and also deepen my relationship with God. And I'm sure that my retreat, my Kairos retreat this year for senior year will be even better. In addition to that, at school, we start each morning with prayer. And we also, on major feast days, go to Mass together as a school community. And once again, it's such a tight-knit community. We come together on so many different issues where we've had a lot of tough times lately with the pandemic and so many other things going on in the world. And our school community has really come together and prayed together. And I think that's a wonderful thing about going to Catholic school, that we're able to do that. So thank you for your time, and go Knights.
Hi everyone, I'm Samantha. I'm a junior here at IC Catholic Prep, and some of the things I'm part of are the math team, engineering club, Italian club, the girls soccer team, Knights Ambassadors, chess club, and I have also been part of the school's liturgies and past musical events because I take guitar class and I play the guitar and it's really fun. My years here at IC have made me grow spiritually and intellectually. My peers, our teachers, and the courses offered have made me a well-rounded student. I was interested in learning how to play the guitar, on improving and continuing with my soccer skills and learning how to speak Italian. And all of that has been due to IC for the courses and its athletic programs that they offer. But our school is beyond that. It's also an environment to grow on friendships and meet new people. And not only that too, but to grow closer to God and learn more about our Catholic way of life. And that's why I chose IC, for its ability to meet every student's needs and interests, for ensuring us with a comfortability to explore and try new things, for improving my problem solving skills, and for challenging me academically. That is why I value my IC education, because it challenges me to use my skills and think for a solution outside the box. And for all the prospective students, I advise you to be open-minded, to go out of your comfort zone, and be willing to learn, because your IC experience will be memorable. Like we say, once a night, always a night. Thank you for your time. Till next time.
Hi, my name is Luke Tardif, and I'm a sophomore here at IC Catholic Prep. Over the past 2 years, I have been and part of the golf team, baseball team, math club, and athletic leadership council. I came to IC because it was a better fit for me than any other school, and I really enjoyed the campus and people here. Throughout my first year at IC, I saw how great of a choice that was. Because IC is a smaller school, it means that you are looked at as an individual rather than as a group or even a grade. That really helps you feel more comfortable with things like asking questions or simply talking to a teacher. The education experience you will receive here is unlike any other. When you have a problem or just need someone to talk to, there will always be a teacher or a staff member to turn to. That's what's so great about IC. Almost everyone knows everyone, and it really makes you feel welcome. It also really helps you through your first year with meeting new people, whether that be through school, sports, or other activities. One piece of advice I would give for any new student is to be comfortable asking questions, both in and out of class. That's something I really wish I had done my freshman year, but I've learned and now see how important that is. Overall, coming to IC is a great choice. Finding the perfect fit for high school is super important. Hopefully for you, that's with us here at IC Catholic Prep.
Hi, my name is Madison Reber, and I'm now a senior here at ICCP. At IC, I am a part of the softball team, which was all 4 years of high school, as well as during my freshman and sophomore year, I was on the tennis team. During my senior year, I'm on Super Squad. During my freshman and senior year, I'm on Court, which is Knights of the Round Table, and I'm hoping to be a part of NHS, which is the National Honor Society. There are so many activities for you to be a part of, which is one of the many reasons IC is so great. With joining clubs and sports, it gives you many opportunities for you to meet new people and find things you like. No matter your interests, there is something at IC for you. This high school has a wide variety of classes and electives that cater to your interests. It can be whether you like art, music, theater. There are so many clubs and classes and sports for you to be a part of. IC is a place for you to be who you are, find things you like, and create amazing bonds with people, which is why I believe you should choose IC. You will meet some amazing people at the school. Yes, IC has many things for you to be a part of, but the bigger picture here is the education you'll be receiving. ICCP's motto is that it's a place for independent thinkers, and I really hope that bit resonates with all of you, because it truly is a place for you to develop your mind and grow in your spirit. No matter what you take from this school, it will help you throughout college and later in life. IC has an incredible faculty that will make sure you benefit from everything you are taught here. No matter what level you are at in school, you'll be placed into classes that the faculty feels you will strive in. And I know for a fact that all teachers and faculty want to see you succeed. IC is really a special place to be a part of, and no matter what, you will always be a member of the IC family. Finally, a parting piece of advice I can give to you is to not be afraid. Don't be afraid to try out for that sport or go for that club or anything at all, or talk to someone new, because you never know what you can get out of it. So might as well try it. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Justin Hall. I'm a senior here at IC. I'm a part of the football team, basketball team, track and field, super squad, athletic leadership council, and I wrote for the school paper when I was a junior. IC education has meant the world to me. You really get the full private education experience. And one thing I really appreciate is how the teachers consistently bend over backwards for the students. And it's even more needed in times like these. Another thing I like about the teachers is that they don't baby you. They treat you like the adult that you'll soon to be and hold you responsible to shape your future. Not only has the school prepared me for college, they've also prepared me to be a college athlete, which I look forward to being after I graduate. They've been helping me stay organized and ready to not only compete at the next level athletically, but academically as well. And for reasons like those, it's made me glad that I've chosen IC, and I hope you will too.
Hi, my name is Nora and I'm a junior at IC. I'm a leader in the drama department and robotics team, as well as being involved with the math team, ecology club, liturgical ministry, the newspaper, and so much more. I love IC because I feel like I'm part of a family. We say we are a small school by design, and it's true because the individual attention I receive from all of my teachers couldn't happen anywhere else. I know that my teachers and administrators care about my peers and I and want to support us in every possible way. This became especially apparent during the pandemic. In a time of great uncertainty, IC has put plans in place to keep us safe while trying to retain as much of the normal high school experience as possible. I especially appreciate the way we have been able to continue with some in-person learning, thanks to the foresight of so many people working to keep everyone healthy. I'm so glad I chose IC because every day I wake up excited to be a part of a community that comes together to learn and succeed in and out of the classroom. I take advanced college prep courses that are preparing me for a bright future, but I'm still able to participate in many clubs and other activities. I'm on track to graduate with 9 AP credits and take a math class at Elmhurst University just across the street. My teachers work with me in these rigorous courses so I can excel. They're always available to go over topics I don't quite understand or help me dive deeper into areas I find compelling. Last year, my English teacher took me aside after class and asked if I would consider writing for the newspaper. I was shocked. I had never considered myself a writer, but I jumped at the opportunity. My teacher helped me gain confidence in my abilities, and I could not thank her enough for the encouragement she gave me. This is just one of the many experiences that has taught me that no one is a stranger at IC, and it shows in the way students and teachers work together to build an extraordinary school. I'm so grateful to be a part of a community that values the education of the mind, body, and spirit, because IC has helped shape me into the person I am today. I have been able to pursue my passions for drama, STEM, and explore new areas without feeling pigeonholed. Our unique connection to IC Parish helps me connect with my faith. Having Mass as a school once a month helps me take a step back and ground myself in God. Taking a theology class every year also helps me learn about my religious traditions and what I can do to grow on my faith journey. IC has guided me on the way to becoming a well-rounded young woman. I remember being so nervous about making my high school decision, and I can't imagine what it must be like to have to make this decision during a pandemic. But just remember that the IC community is always there to support you, so don't be afraid to reach out. My advice to any middle schoolers who are having trouble with their high school decision is to ask questions, get involved, and don't be afraid to take a risk. You'll never know what the right fit is until you try it.
They always just get me so riled up. I love to hear them and to see them. But it really is a team effort together. And I am blessed to be a part of a team as well to help support our students so that they can continue to do what they do best. And that's what you just saw there. So thanks to our student ambassadors who just gave of their heart for all of us today. And I am very excited to welcome the man with one of the biggest hearts that I know, my colleague and friend, Mr. Jack Doyle, who is our assistant principal and dean of students. And so I cannot wait for you to have the opportunity to speak with him. Hi, Mr. Doyle.
Hello, Mrs. Kanzia. Great job on this video.
Good to see you. Take it away. It's all yours.
Okay. You know, I'll be brief because I'm just so impressed with the kids. They're speaking from the heart, and this is just what IC is. Personally, it's a privilege to work at IC in my roles of being a student and director of student activities. I said this many times, it's not a job, it's a vocation. I guess if I were to sum up IC, it's one word: family. Family, family first. So we do offer 19 clubs and activities. Many support our academic curricular offerings. The kids just basically did a great job of talking about several of the clubs that they're involved in. But if you'd like more information, go to the ICCP home website under athletics and clubs to view all the opportunities. By design, we're a small Catholic school, so you can participate in clubs, fine arts, athletics, special events. We find a way to make it work. And this also gives the opportunity for our students to build and have their portfolios become very diverse. As a dean of students, it's all about students making healthy decisions and building a strong school environment. We work at it every day. We don't take it for granted, and we take great pride in it. If you get by our campus, stop by the dean's office. I would love to meet you. My phone number is 630-530-3499. Have a great day and be safe.
Great job, Mr. Doyle. We love working with you, and please know that it is a blessing and an honor to be your colleague. But I love what you do with our campus and our students, and I just couldn't thank you enough for being with us today on a Sunday afternoon.
How about our kids?
They're amazing,
Number one.
aren't they?
Aren't they? They're just,
I know.
It's just so cool watching this. I mean, I am just so impressed. It's really cool to watch the kids. Yep.
I'm so glad, and I'm so glad that you're able to do that with us today, and thanks for all you do. Of
All
course,
right,
we're going to bring in, thank you, Mr. Doyle. We're going to bring in our other partner in crime here, our assistant principal for academics. So blessed to be able to welcome Mrs. Danielle Wagner. Welcome.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much, Mrs. Kanzia, for having me on this afternoon, and I'm very excited that all of you are here with us. I'm in my office right now at ICCP, so we can talk a little bit about my role as the assistant principal of academics and what I do for your students. So my role is all encompassing when it comes to our curriculum and what we want to do to support your students, and then the academics that come along with that. So I observe our teachers. I facilitate student services meetings with the awesome Jack Doyle that you just met a second ago, and our fabulous team of counselors. We sit together and look at the student body and individuals, as our students had already said in those videos. We really do look at each individual student and how they're progressing in their academic and their social emotional experiences, and try to find ways that we can continue supporting them, whether that be meeting with counselors, checking in with me for academic support, or checking in with Jack about what they can do to make, a healthy student body and a wonderful experience for everybody in the building. I also work with our department chairs on what their goals are for their department and their curriculum plans throughout the year, and help them execute those plans and meet those goals with your students. I also work with Mr. Davidson, and we sit down together and try to design curriculum enhancements, whether that be academic goals for years to come, and then we provide professional development for the staff in order to execute those plans, or we work together to implement new programs to make that happen. And I could not do any of that without the team at IC. I had mentioned, Mr. Doyle, our counselors, Mr. Davidson, Mrs. Kanzia. We all work together and use our individual talents to build this team that serves your students. We are truly here to make your students' high school experience one that can never be forgotten, and one that they can take with them for years and years to come. A little bit about me. I am a graduate of Marquette University, where I was an Evans Scholar. I got my undergrad in English and secondary education there. I went on to Concordia University for my master's in curriculum and instruction. And I also have my LBS 1 endorsement from Lewis University. And I use all of that education, again, so that I can be the best possible assistant principal I can be for your students. I've spent 13 years in Catholic education. My entire career is dedicated to Catholic ed, because I do believe, as Mr. Doyle said, it's a calling, it's a vocation. And I believe that Catholic schools do something that no other school can, and they really get to the heart of each kid and try to do something wonderful and make them grow. In my free time, I spend with my boys on a soccer field. They are constantly running around with a soccer ball at their feet. So that is my fun with my kiddos. Mrs. Kanzia, thank you so much for this time with our prospective families. Please reach out if you have any questions. My direct line is 630-530-3474. I welcome your questions and your calls. Have a great day, everybody.
You're awesome. So happy to have you a part of the team and cannot thank you enough for all you do day in and day out for our students and faculty alike. Just a real blessing to be able to work with you as well.
I'm so glad to be here. Go Knights.
Go Knights, indeed. Go Knights, indeed. And so Mrs. Wagner is a perfect seg into our departments and our academic talk. And I am thrilled to be able to share with you some of our teachers that are just so excited to share about their departments. And I encourage you to stay with us. There's a little something for everyone in this next portion here. Our department chairs will talk a little bit about their course offerings, as well as perhaps some things that make up their departments. I'm going to be very honest with you. My favorite part of the whole piece is our departments being able to share why they choose ICCP to call their home as professionals, as educators. And it's really a wonderful way to see the heart that goes into the day in and day out to create that academic excellence and our student growth and success over time. And so I hope you enjoy our wonderful faculty. And thank you so much for still sticking with us. We are so happy you're joining us today. If you are just joining us for our open house, virtual open house, we do have a chat feature on our YouTube. If you have extra questions, we are monitoring that as well. As always, I know Mr. Doyle, Mrs. Wagner gave their numbers. We will also follow up with an email to each of you with contact information should you have specific questions as well. And so please enjoy.
I'm excited to talk a little bit about the theology classes here that we offer at IC. We offer courses in theology over the span of the 4 years that your student would be with us. Each semester, they would take one of our theology courses. Freshman year, we primarily focus on an introduction to Catholic Christianity, being a Catholic Christian school. We then move into a look at the Old Testament. We kind of round out freshman year, finishing up the Old Testament and moving into the New Testament, where sophomore year picks up. And sophomore year kind of takes on a look at Jesus's life, the mission of Christ after his death and resurrection, and then we move into a little bit of the history of the church up until about Vatican II. After that, junior year, the students get to take a little bit of time and explore Christian morality. So what are some of the right and wrong decisions that we make? How do we make those decisions? The beginning of junior year. And then at the end of junior year, we delve a little more deeply into one of the, they call it the kind of hidden gems of our faith of Catholic social teaching, which is really connected to morality, which is another reason we connect those two things junior year. It allows those two subjects to flow very well together. Senior year is unique. Every student takes a class on vocations at the beginning of their senior year for the first semester. And then second semester, we have a unique offering where we give the students the opportunity to choose. It's kind of like an elective in theology. So some students choose a discipleship and service course, where part of that is actually taking some of the things that they've learned in the Catholic social teaching course, expanding on those even more, and then going out into the community and really putting those kind of faith beliefs to work out in the community. The other students might choose a course in apologetics, which is really kind of an understanding of why do we believe what we believe? It really gets to the heart of some of those tough questions sometimes that we have as faith-filled people.
So freshman year, students have the opportunity to take either English 1 or English 1 honors. When they go into sophomore year, they have English 2, or they can take English 2 honors. And then when we get to be juniors and seniors, they can either take English 3, American Literature, or AP Language and Composition. And then senior year, they have English 4, British Lit, or they can take AP Literature and Composition. We also offer 3 electives that students can take. Freshman year, we have a Strategies for Academic Success course, which helps students with their organization and test prep skills. And then we also have journalism, which they can take at any point in time, either from freshman year all the way to senior year. And then we also have creative writing, which is a course that is taught by Mrs. Doyle. And so we offer those electives as well, in addition to our core courses they have to take from freshman year to senior year. So we offer 2 AP courses in our English department. As juniors, our students can take AP Language and Composition. And then as seniors, they can take AP Literature and Composition. And so really those courses are extremely rigorous. They are very fast paced. But the difference between the two primarily is that AP Language and Composition as juniors, it's more nonfiction based. And so I teach that course currently. It has to do a lot with rhetorical analysis, argumentative writing, and then synthesis writing. And so it kind of hones more on the nonfiction component. You're reading speeches, you're reading essays that people have written. You might read letters that someone has wrote. And so you're looking more at analyzing more the nonfiction component, whereas AP Literature and Composition, by definition, has more that literature and fictional component to it. So, but Mr. Nitchin teaches the AP Literature and Composition, and he does a phenomenal job with that. And so those are just some of the key differences, but both courses have a very systematic approach, course framework that we use to hone on the skills that are necessary for taking the AP exam in May.
We have 3 levels at all of our different courses. So students can come into 3 different levels of Algebra 1, 3 different levels of geometry, and all the way through. We have movement in there. If a student is struggling in one course, we can move them for a better placement after we've tried, extra help and all that. We have flexibility in our courses because we want to make sure we have a really good fit for our students. We want them challenged, but not stressed out. So
right.
into that right place. So with the 3 levels, it's nice to have that flexibility to put them where they belong.
Sure. So we offer PE 2 and PE 1. We also offer weights and conditioning, and then we offer health to our sophomores. So students can get a semester of physical education, or they can get a semester of health, and they have to complete, I believe it's 1.5 credits for graduation requirements.
So we have like print materials, so books and magazines, and there's probably about 6,000 books in our collection right now. And we subscribe to about 20 different magazines right now. Awesome. And but beyond that, we have we're members of the Illinois eReads program. So we have ebooks available, as well as the Biblio board, which is through the state of Illinois. So, as long as you're in the confines of the state of Illinois, you have access to this resource. So there's a wide variety of, electronic books available. And we also subscribe to like 6 or 7, about 6 databases that students can use to get articles, from magazines and journals and all that, newspapers, and all that. So there's a lot resources for us to.
Well, we offer a lot of courses in social studies. We offer a list of world history, U.S. history, U.S. government, AP U.S. history, AP world history, AP government, world cultures, sports and history, psychology, and sociology. We have Mrs. Sebastian, Mr. Betnazi, Mr. Doherty, myself. We've got a great department. We have computer applications and web design for technology, consumer economics, accounting 1, accounting 2, entrepreneurship, integrated marketing. There's a good mix of business and technology courses available for the students.
We offer a surprisingly large amount of art classes and music courses for just about every type of personality. We, in the visual arts department, we have like drawing and painting, we have sculpture and ceramics, we have graphic arts, graphic design, and our music program. We offer piano and guitar, which is extremely popular. And this year we even introduced music composition and even contemporary music history. So there's something for everybody here. And we really like to encourage our students to take at least 1 semester of a visual or performing arts during their time here at IC. We feel that it's really important. It helps students to look at things from an entirely different angle.
We want our students to take the core courses. So we want them to start with biology, go on to chemistry, take physics. And we think that's really what's important for our students to have in order to be ready for college. Whether they're going to go into the sciences or not, I think that's going to make them college ready. And we offer those courses both in the honors level and then the on level. But beyond that, we also have like an anatomy and physiology class for students who are maybe interested more in the medical field. We have an environmental science class. We offer AP classes, both in AP biology and AP chemistry. And then students who may be interested in engineering, we have a new engineering class. So they may have maybe gotten a little hint of engineering in grade school, or maybe they just have a kind of interest in it, so they can try out our new engineering class.
Our world language department is thriving and growing every year, I feel. And we have in my time here in the past 5 years, we've added Latin to our curriculum. But just to lay out a little roadmap for us, we offer Italian levels 1 through 3 and 3 honors and 4, excuse me. And then we also have Latin levels 1 through 3. And then Spanish, we have levels 1 through advanced placement, Spanish language and literature. And we also have an honors or accelerated track for Spanish language. So with our continued partnership with Elmhurst University, we have the ability to send our students over to take accelerated courses or advanced courses from what we can offer. And that would just require some planning, obviously, to make sure that they fit in their schedule. But I've had numerous students be very successful and then continue on to college with their particular language. And obviously I'm there to help them, at least initially, to get them started and feel comfortable with the college level course regarding Spanish. And we've had great successes, and I'm so proud of them, especially when they continue on with languages in college, whatever language they may choose. It's a huge compliment to a language teacher. Currently, for this year, I'm teaching Spanish 1, Spanish 1 honors, Spanish 3 honors, and AP Spanish. So I get a nice population of our students. I get freshmen to seniors, and that's really keeps me on my toes, and I really enjoy it, actually, because then you feel like you're missing out on some students right in that interaction. So it's such a broad spectrum for me throughout the day, but I really enjoy seeing that growth, because I do get to see them at the beginning of the curriculum, and then I do get to see them at the end of the curriculum, and it's really amazing to see that growth. But that also allows me to steer my department for improvement and steer our students in the correct direction.
Our campus ministry get divided into 3 different parts. We have liturgy, we have retreat, and we have service. And if we had, just to explain it as simply as I possibly can, that would be the 3 different arenas that we operate in campus ministry: the planning and implementing of liturgy, the planning and implementation of retreat at the grade level, and the planning and implementing of authentic service opportunities for our students to participate in. When you scale it all back, that's what we do.
So we have a wide variety. There's 4 teachers in the math department, but their specialties and strengths vary. We're all very dedicated teachers for sure, but just the different ways we come about answering questions and presenting classwork and all that kind of stuff is nice. So they're not stuck in just one way all 4 years. Things can get a little bit varied.
So there's 4 of us. So it's myself, and then we have Mr. Mike Conroy, who has been here 20 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
He teaches biology, he teaches anatomy, he teaches environmental. He's taught in physical science. He's kind of a jack of all trades. We have Miss Maggie Havrish, who is our biology and AP biology teacher. She's been here a few years, and she's really starting to grow our AP biology program, and really, start to add more labs in and do some fun stuff with our freshmen and then our senior classes. And then we have Mr. John Rossi, who is one of our newest members. So he's our engineering person. So he does our physics. He has taught physical science. This year he's with me and teaches chemistry. I'm the chemistry person only, or have been only the chemistry person. But Mr. Rossi does a lot with our engineering class and then our after-school engineering club. So that's his niche.
We have a wonderful department. The theology team has been together for a number of years now. We have 2 men and 2 women. I'm in charge of the liturgies. We have Mrs. Brown, who teaches primarily our sophomores, and she is primarily in charge of our Kairos retreat, which is another component of the campus ministry and theology department. Mr. Paolelli is typically in charge of our freshmen. He also teaches Latin, which is just another kind of another facet to what he does. But Mr. Paolelli is also in charge of some of our retreats, and he's part of our Kairos team as well. And then finally, we rounded out, Mr. Moore is in charge of our campus ministry. So he does a lot of the service component and works on kind of planning and putting together some of those freshman and sophomore retreats. And he teaches seniors. And then, like I said, there's a few of us that pick up some of the freshman courses as well.
So both Miss Goody and I are both heritage speakers. So our heritages are Hispanic, I'm Mexican, and Miss Goody is Cuban. And we both grew up speaking Spanish at home, which is a very huge advantage for our students and unique to our school. Also, our Italian teacher, Mrs. Lastumbo, is a heritage speaker of Italian, and Mr. Paolelli took Latin in college, which is not a spoken language anymore, but that is a big emphasis for him. He's trying to grow the speaking portion of the Latin course, which is, again, unique because a normal high school program that may have Latin does not emphasize that in any way.
The idea of 2 feet of love in action, the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops really kind of coined a little bit of that term. And it's this idea of that we as Christian disciples step with both of those feet when we work on and when we go out into the world and serve, right? I mean, the gospel message is to go out and to serve. And so we really try to embed within our curriculum this idea of what can we do for others? And there's a couple of components to that. Obviously, one is the actual volunteer service, right? Going out and maybe working in a soup kitchen or volunteering at a nursing home. The other foot really is this idea of social justice, right? Maybe some more advocacy work or standing with people, maybe writing letters, those sorts of things that maybe are more on the social justice end as opposed to the charitable works. The problem is oftentimes we forget about one foot and only try to step with the other. And so we really need to work on stepping with both feet. And so in our curriculum, we really try to encourage our students to make sure they understand that the direct service component is important, but also the advocacy and the social justice piece is as critical.
We initiated the journalism course a few years ago, and I initially had taught the course. It's a really fun and engaging course because it allows students to hone in on their reading and writing skills and their journalism skills, but it gives them an opportunity to also explore what journalism is all about, the history of journalism, how to interview, which is super important skill to have as a student, and then also how to write different types of articles that they would see in a newspaper or in a non-printed form. In the past, and we still do this, we offer the opportunity for students to, interview people that are in the field and get a chance to have public speakers come in, talk about what their job is like, and really get that real life connection with what that field is all about. And so the students really like to do that. In the past, we also have had the opportunity to go on field trips to Northwestern and also to NBC and get a chance to really get that live interaction with that field. So it's a really fun course, and the students really enjoy being a part of it. And they also get a chance to write for the newspaper.
It's really fun to see the seniors interact with the freshmen, and the juniors and sophomores get an opportunity to work together and kind of integrate with the boys' PE curriculum as well as the girls, and just getting everyone involved and just kind of creates that unity that we see that's so common across IC. Seeing everybody just welcoming each other, learning from each other, and working well together is just really fun to experience and make a really well-rounded student.
They can check out materials using their home library card. We're a member of RAIL's Reaching Across Illinois library system. And so if we don't have it, we could get it from another library, especially if they're in the northern half of Illinois. And what's neat too, what I keep telling the students is what's great about IC is that not only do you have access to one library, you have access to 3 within walking distance. Because we have a special relationship with Elmhurst Public Library because not only are they just down the street from us, I've also worked there for close to over 30 years. Also, across the park is Elmhurst College, and their library has been very helpful to us, especially when, junior year when they do the big research paper. I always send them the list of topics, and they're always excited to receive our students, and they try to be as helpful as they can.
That haven't taken an art class in like 2 or 3 years, and all of a sudden they start drawing, and they're like, wow, I didn't know I could do this, or I didn't know I would take to the piano so well. So we really provide sort of a different space and environment for students to excel in.
Well, I think the value really gets added for the times when our students don't have maybe room in their schedule to take those classes. So they might be interested in it starting freshman year, but their classes just don't allow for them to take that course. So they can kind of get a feel for, oh, I really am interested in engineering. I kind of know I want to go into this. This is interesting, kind of like robotics, you know, and they get a little bit of a feel for what that might be, even though they can't take the class yet. And so then they build that passion as they meet weekly, bi-weekly, or whatever their time allows. So that way, when they get able to take the class, they really have a core strength, a core belief that this is what's right for them.
One of my favorite things about being at IC Catholic Prep is you actually have young people who are committed to becoming agents of change. They want to leave our building, they want to go out into communities, and they want to serve. And they want to serve vulnerable populations. And we find that there are populations that are near and dear to our students' hearts that they want to get out there and to serve. So what we've done is we've established a network of relationships with agencies here in Elmhurst, agencies in DuPage County, and agencies in Cook County as well, where our students have created and essentially fostered relationships with the people who run these agencies and the demographics that they serve. And we encourage our students to go out and to continue to continue these partnerships and to continue these relationships with those that they are serving. And they do this because of what they're learning in the IC Catholic Prep classroom, right? So they're getting this theory and they're getting this theology, and what they want to do is they want to put it into praxis then. And through this creation of network that we created here, they're allowed to do that because we don't have a mandated service hour requirement. We really challenge our students to do is to become those agents of change. And they're inspired by their amazing teachers here in the building to do so. So when they leave here, that is what they go and is what they do. We've also embedded service in our curriculum as well. And the goal is to really provide cross-curricular opportunities where if I'm learning something in AP Gov and the senior capstone class in theology, the service learning course, and there's a relationship there, we could learn something in history or in the AP Gov class and then learn something in the theology class and partner together for some sort of service opportunity as well. So we've embedded service in what we do in the theology curriculum. So in every theology class that you take here, there will be some sort of service component. And again, normally that is the inspiration that our students take to begin serving outside the building on their own time, serving vulnerable populations. And I think that's what's most important. I think that's something our students get. They understand that there's an immediate need in our community for service, and there's an immediate need for charity in our community. And they want to provide that. They want to provide that service. They want to provide that need. And I think that just speaks a lot to who the young people are that come into our building every single day.
We really try very hard to take our students where they're at. And that's why the beginning of the freshman course really is sort of an introduction to Catholic Christianity. You know, who is Jesus for us, and what does that relationship look like? How can we nurture it? And then we get into the stories of the Bible. So we really try very hard to take our students where they're at. We don't want to assume people know anything or a lot about the Bible, and we really try very hard to do that. Yeah.
So it's basically based on, it's determined by the 8th grade teacher's recommendation. When they take the placement test, we look at their scores and see how they do. We put that information together to see what we would think would be their best placement. And then we also sit down with the parents to make a final decision to see if they agree with that, or if they know their kid better than we do, and might they have some input on that decision.
So after the general placement test, we schedule 2 dates in the spring in which you would come in and take a placement test. So usually math and language will run on the same day. And you will take a written test to assess your reading and writing skills, and that includes an essay. And then during that test, Ms. Gutierrez or I will ask you to step out in the hallway with us, and we will ask you questions to have a little oral interview with you to assess your verbal skills. So it's really comprehensive to have that written piece and then that speaking portion to make sure that you are appropriately placed.
So we have a PE leader course offering. So the students have to apply and they have to have a certain GPA and they have to possess certain leadership abilities. They have to go through the whole application process and then they get to lead the class. You know, I give them a lot of responsibilities as far as attendance, as far as refereeing a game, as far as warm-ups, and then of course just other leadership abilities, even if there isn't a PE lead for that course.
So we now are automated with use Follett as our online catalog. Which is neat about that too is not only can they search just what's in our collection, but also our databases at the same time, which makes things a lot easier. Major changes, just the amount of technology has changed quite a bit since I first started, which is awesome to see. So you know, we're always changing, trying new things. You know, and it's just it's been an adventure.
Like in business classes, like in entrepreneurship, for example, try to get the students prepared to be successful in this ever-changing global society. And one way we try to do that is in entrepreneurship, we have a project in which the students get to create a business of their own and go through the steps of creating a business plan, creating the product, and then the students actually get to sell that product in class to the whole school.
All of our tables are set up so everybody has their own workspace. My personal classroom fits about 22 students. So I always like to tell people that depending on the class you take, it could have as few as 10 students and as many as 22. So students have to leave the main building in order to come to this building, but it's just a real quick walk. And I'm at the end of the hall in the music department is just kitty corner to me.
So during my time here, I really pushed for that honor society, and Mr. Davidson, a former language teacher himself, really supported me through it. And it's a great way to acknowledge their hard work. Languages, learning a world language, a second language is challenging, and not everyone is interested or able to. And we want to recognize our students' hard work and really acknowledge that and encourage them to keep going with a language. So the honor societies do just that. And then once they are inducted, they are expected to give back to the community, and might be the IC community, it might be their local community in translating and tutoring and participating in activities related to the language.
I think the retreat program is something that I'm really proud of, is that it's really developed over the 6 years that I've been here. And a lot of that has to do with the help of the theology department, also has to do with our peer ministers, the young people who want to minister to their peers in the building, and their stake that they take in, and how they want to create something that is going to be so formative to their experience here at IC Catholic Prep. So it's really a collaborative effort between department, between campus ministry, and between the students in our building, right? So our retreat program really scaffolds itself. So your freshman year, you're centering, or really reflecting on what is it that you bring to the IC Catholic Prep community, right? So that's salt and light. How do you bring flavor, right? How do you bring your light to the IC Catholic Prep community? We draw from 46 different communities. We have kids coming from all over the place with different backgrounds, but how do we come together and bring everything that we have to share to make our community as vibrant as it is, right? And then your sophomore year, as you begin to transition into kind of a more leadership role, we really challenge the students to think about what is your call to discipleship, right? How is it that you're being called to lead? And we like to make the argument that leaders are those who serve, right? This notion of servant leadership, this agape love. And so we spend a lot of time on, well, you know what your gifts and your talents are. How are we going to put those into practice to help you become a better leader for our community? And more importantly, when you leave IC Catholic Prep, right? And then the junior year, we have this amazing partnership with LaSalle Manor and their retreat staff out there, where they'll take our students traditionally for an overnight experience to get them to discern it. what does their relationship really look like with Jesus right now? And how does that impact them up to this point, right? What is essentially their narrative, their story? And really begin to think about their faith journey in a much broader context, because that junior year, or excuse me, that senior year, we offer the popular Kairos retreat, which again, if you had the opportunity to speak to an alum, they would say it's probably one of the most formative experiences here at IC Catholic Prep, in that now you get to examine the relationships that you have with yourself, your family, your friends, and with God. And you do that through a series of witness talks and some small group dialogue, and really is the capstone of the retreat program. So it builds very simply with examining our gifts or talents that are called to servant leadership, then an examination of our relationship with God and where God has played a role in our lives, and then all the relationships that we have, and how is it that we then are going to live that retreat after we come home and then leave IC Catholic Prep.
So liturgical ministry is an umbrella term for a lot of different ministries within prayer services and masses for our school community. Obviously, those things don't just happen. They happen with a lot of intention that a lot of our students give to those particular prayer services and liturgies. Yeah. And so we encourage our students to act as readers, which would be someone, like up front and center. Normally we train extraordinary ministers of Holy Communion to help out at our actual school masses. We often have people who work behind the scenes. I have had some wonderful sacristans, is what we call those students, who help to set up and clean up, because obviously that has to happen as well. And then oftentimes we have, we might have guests at our masses, and we have people who act as hospitality ministers to kind of welcome our guests, and also to, kind of just help picking up, programs or booklets or whatever. Right. So it's a great opportunity to get involved. And the nice thing about liturgical ministry is you don't necessarily have to be the one who's standing up in front of the congregation reading, or even, like I said, distributing Holy Communion. There are many opportunities for students who want to get involved, but maybe do so from behind the scenes, maybe for a little bit. It's a great opportunity to get involved with your faith.
And I think there's nothing more beautiful than when the community can come and gather around the altar to celebrate the Mass, right? And we're lucky enough that we're a parish school. We have two amazing priests that want to minister to our students through the liturgy, right? So it works out about once a month where we get to gather as a faith-based community to celebrate the community that we are here, but to also celebrate the community that we are in Jesus Christ, and that is by celebrating the Mass around the altar. And Ms. Tardif, who you will hear from, does an absolute amazing job of partnering with parish staff and putting together liturgies that really resonate with our student body. I think when you speak to our students and you ask them about the liturgy experience, it's an experience that they enjoy because of the music that is being played, the readings that are being chosen, and what they're hearing from the pulpit as well. I think that's important, that they're being charged by Father Tom or Father James to do something, right? And I think that's what our students really want to hear. So that is vital to our formation here at IC Catholic Prep, is that ability to come together as a community around the altar, celebrate the main reason why we are all here, right? Jesus Christ, the sacrifice that he's made for all of us. And we're lucky that we get the opportunity to do that.
When I think about that question, I think there's really three components that stand out for me. There's that faith component, there's the academic component, and then there's also the idea of like the family component. And I think all three of those are so intertwined that they just make the day-to-day routine of coming to IC so comfortable. I always enjoy coming to school every day. The community is an amazing community. The faculty, the staff, the students, everyone just buys in, and everyone just has the ability to understand, what is going on in everybody's lives, and to be able to kind of take that and make this community what it is. From day one, when I stepped into IC Catholic Prep in 2013, it has been a joy to be here. I know that everyone is in it for the right reasons, and we all want to see everybody involved succeed, especially our students. Our students are amazing students. They work extremely hard, and they're so diverse in what they do. You know, their ability to balance athletics with academics, clubs, all that combined just makes for a wonderful environment here at IC Catholic Prep.
I started, as I said, this is the beginning of my 32nd year of teaching, all at IC. I'm an alumni, so I graduated class of 85.
Awesome.
So yes, I spent my 4 years in high school, went away 4 years to college and came back to teach, and just, it was a really, really good fit. So I might have, I don't think I ever thought of going anywhere else. It was a good fit. It's always felt like a family, and it just has grown and grown. And I know it sounds so cliche that it's a family, but it is. We get to know our kids, maybe not as well every kid, depends on how much they open up and all that kind of stuff, but we try to know their story. We try to know how they work in the classroom, how we can help them, how they work best, and do our best to reach them. And just in the hallway, everybody, you pretty much know everybody's name. They know their classmates. The teachers have a great camaraderie and a great respect for each other. So I've just, my strength here of knowing I'm in the right place has just grown and grown through the years. I currently have a daughter who is a junior that is at IC. She's actually in my class this year, so I get the joy of teaching her every day. But it's another amazing thing to see, as now I get to see it through a parent's lens. Really have come to enjoy my time here. I always have, but it's just grown and changed in such ways I never would know imaginable. And the support we get here, especially in these times with COVID and Zoom learning and so many new things after, you know, being a teacher for so long, and now I have to relearn it all. The support I get is amazing from my coworkers, the administration, and the kids are wonderful.
It's just the cutest community ever. I mean, I was looking for work, and you know, the opportunity was presented to me. And once I got here, just seeing the warmth and the high expectations that everyone sets for themselves, and just the, you know, welcoming nature of everybody here is just very warm and inviting, and just very inspiring as an educator.
I've been a teacher here for 8 years. I think, you know, an interesting component I take hats on and off depending on where I am and what I'm doing. So I'm a teacher here. I've been here for 8 years. Prior to being here, I graduated a number of years ago, so I'm an alum of the school. A lot of my colleagues, or some of my colleagues have students, but a lot of my classmates have students that are now back at the high school, which is awesome. And I also presently have a sophomore. So I wear a lot of hats. I like, and I really enjoy being able to see the different hats that I wear and the different, you know, perspectives that brings me. I've been thrilled as a parent for the opportunities my son has been given, and the colleagues that I work with, and the atmosphere that he's been a part of. As an alum, I know, you know, there's a lot of us that are working hard to get our own kiddos in the door. And then as a teacher, you know, obviously I see the fruits of what we do, but I know, and I see each day, you know, I look around my room and witness what really awesome kids we have here. And so I'm proud to be a member of each of those different communities here at the high school.
And well, it's funny because I never intended to stay here as long as I did. I was like, when I applied, like, oh, 1 or 2 years, then I'm going to move on. And I just couldn't. Like I said, because I had spent my whole year in public education, I came here and couldn't believe how nice the faculty was, the students. I thought I was like in, you know, Mayberry or something. And every year I was just like, okay, one more year. And then I just never wanted to leave. I love teaching, and I'm able to do that here. I don't have the 40 kids in a class with discipline issues, and, you know, I can focus on education, and it's the most important thing, and it makes me happy, and my stress levels are low, and it's just wonderful to be able to come here every day and know I'm just going to teach, and the kids are going to listen. And 21 years later, I am still bragging to people, telling them the kids here are that nice.
Well, and I think I've had experience at other schools, at other public schools, larger schools. And I know a lot of teachers say, well, it's a very much a community here at IC, and it really is. I know my students, I know their families. I can go to a football game and the families will come up and say, hey, how you doing? How's your family doing? They know that I have a nephew. They know that I just had a new nephew. I mean, they really care about us as teachers, as humans, not just teachers. They're able to, though, respect our personal time. But I think that really is what makes IC special, is we have that human connection with our families, with our students. And people are sincere when they ask you, how are you doing? I am sincere when I ask it about my students. And I think that's really, really one of the best characteristics about this school.
But it really is tied into our mission and vision of the school. You know, IC has a reputation of developing young men and women who will lead, learn, and serve. I do believe that. You know, my son was able to experience this for 1 year, his senior year. My daughter's in 8th grade, and she's going to experience this for 4 years. You know, and you know, the mission is really important to me too. How we do our best to develop the whole person, the whole student, the whole idea of spirit, mind, and body. You know, I saw that from the outside, and being here for 2 years, it's true. It's definitely true.
I discovered right away that this is a unique place to work because we're not just a collection of students and faculty. We're family. And what's neat about that is that during times of joy and times of sorrow, you always have the support of faculty and students. You know, there are times in my life that I've had some rough times, and, you know, it was IC, both students and faculty were there for me. And in times of joy, who were celebrating along with me, but IC faculty and staff and students. It's just it's just a big family here, and it's so neat to. One of my favorite things is to watch on graduation day, watch those seniors, and as they're walking down, crossing, getting their diploma, I see them as freshmen and then as seniors, and just to be able to watch them grow in those short years, it's just amazing. And you know, I always have like goosebumps just watching these kids getting their diploma, because you know, just seeing how much they've grown. It's just a special place, and you know, that's why I'm still here. I love it.
I think our students find very early in their time here at IC Catholic Prep, and I love that this is modeled by our juniors and seniors, and even from, you know, Father Tom and Father James, our administration and our faculty and staff, but really our juniors and seniors, that there's a world beyond these walls here at IC Catholic Prep, and we are called to that world, and we're called to bring our prophetic voices to that world to make change. And it's awesome when that light bulb goes off and our students realize that, because then they truly become men and women for others, and it's really awesome to witness. I'm just reminded of one of my favorite church hymns, All Are Welcome, right? And that no matter where you are, we are here to walk alongside you. We're here to accompany you through your high school experience, no matter where you're coming from, what it is that you believe in. We are committed to that. And I think that is by far, I think one of my favorite pieces of being a part of this community is that you have administration, you have faculty and staff, and you have students who believe that they believe in that notion of accompaniment, and that notion of like walking alongside everyone in this one, that we are in this together. And it really just models Christ's ministry in itself. So that's what I would say. That is what you're going to get when you get here. All are welcome, no matter where it is that you're going from, because we're here to walk with you.
I often think of IC as such a community. And I think we really pride ourselves on that component. I mean, I could go on and on about statistics and courses and those sorts of things, but I think what you really find is the community feel that IC really provides. And I think that's important. I think hopefully you walk into a place or you encounter people and you recognize the importance of that. You recognize how that is critical. This is where your son or daughter is going to spend a lot of time over the next 4 years. And you know, sometimes I shake my head and wonder where my son has been. And I know that he has been with his classmates or his teammates doing things. So I do think that community feel that we have at IC, and we talk about it all the time, is really critical. And I would encourage you to hopefully find that, you know, at the school that you have. And I think, again, we really offer an amazing community feel here at IC.
A special thank you to all of our departments for all of their input in allowing us to provide recordings for today and make sure that they are absolutely represented, because they, along with our students, as I said earlier in our broadcast, are the very best of IC and really make things happen day in and day out. We did have some questions come in that I'm happy to address quickly before we move to the next section of our program here. Thank you so much for asking those questions. The first question had to do with our Kairos retreat. Mr. Moore, as our campus minister, alluded to our Kairos retreat being during the senior year. There is one caveat, though, that I would like to speak to. The Kairos retreat is our senior level retreat. However, we do have a number of juniors who are selected to go as junior students so that they could lead those Kairos retreats their senior year. So again, our freshman, sophomore retreats are on-campus retreats, really beautiful scaffolding in terms of, you know, getting to know ourselves, getting to know Christ's love in our life. Our junior retreat, typically in a traditional year, is held overnight at LaSalle Manor in Plano, and then our senior level retreat is that Kairos retreat. And if you have ever experienced that or have students who have experienced it, is really truly inspiring and humbling. And that idea that you know, our students are really creating that world that they want to live in, that retreat world on campus every day. It's pretty humbling to see those leaders kind of arise out of our student population. The other questions came up about our testing, and you know, do we test to see where our students are? Here's what I'm going to say about kind of tracking students, and this is what I love about a small by design institution. We're not small in offerings. We're small by design in terms of we like to keep our class sizes to a certain limit. We like to make sure that our students are followed every step of the way. We like to make sure that we are tracking students so that we could kind of predict and allow them to be successful as they move through the programs. And so as a freshman, they will take the HSPT, the high school placement test, with us at IC Catholic Prep. And with that placement test, we use some of that as an entrance exam first. We look at 7th and 8th grade report cards, standardized testing scores, teacher evaluations, along with the entrance exam results to determine acceptance. After acceptance has been determined, we use those results for placement in courses. So that's really that first jump into IC. And then when they get to be sophomores, we actually just had this last week, we do the PSAT testing as well. And that kind of translates to identify where they might sit with SATs, as well as just making sure that we're kind of tracking along the system. But those formative assessments in our curriculum is really essential. Not just those larger standardized tests. We are continuously doing formative assessments in our courses and our classes to ensure that our students are tracking where they should be tracking. Additionally, every Monday, grades are pulled for every student in the building, not just our student athletes, not just students involved in extracurricular activities. Every student. We don't want to wait till a semester to say, "Ooh, I wish we would have caught that little blip on the radar screen." So students are tracked week in, week out as well. And so it's a constant. Every year, every class, we do track with our students. So hopefully that answered some of that for you. Of course, if you have more questions, please feel free to put that in our chat. We did want to take a minute to seg, however, to recognize that Catholic education, we know, is an investment. And I always like to look at what is the return on our investment? And so we see that return through our students, the graduation success, the acceptance to our top national colleges and universities every year. It's pretty remarkable. But we do that together by trying to allow Catholic education to be affordable for all families. And so that tuition talk is so important. And so we would be remiss today if we did not welcome Mr. Jim Nolan to the conversation, who will be able to give us a little insight on tuition, financial assistance, and how to go about that. I will tell you that you're going to hear a lot with regards to those deadlines coming up. We will be sending emails in the coming weeks with regards to deadlines for financial aid and those applications opening up. So stay tuned for more information. But for sure, this short blip of the afternoon together is going to be essential so that you know what opportunities are available. We will also take you to our website to see where to go exactly for that information. Thanks for tuning in. We'll look forward to being back with you in just a few minutes. Maybe you could just kind of give us the overview of tuition collection, and then we could kind of get down to the nuts and bolts of scholarship and financial aid.
Sure. As you can imagine, tuition goes up every year. And the tuition that we charge families is actually significantly lower than the actual cost of tuition. Nonetheless, it's still a substantial investment, as you mentioned. This year's tuition, for example, is $12,700, and there's probably another $1,000 in books and fees and uniform charges that are incurred throughout the year as well. So it's not an inconsequential amount. As far as payments are concerned, typically families are most comfortable spreading that out over a 10-month period. And so that's how most of the payment plans are arranged.
But what about that financial aid? Are there opportunities
Sure.
for scholarships, grants? What does that look
Sure.
like for families?
We have two primary forms of financial aid. One is in the form of scholarships, and one is in the form of outright financial aid. And that's largely provided by the school itself, by IC Catholic Prep. The scholarships, first of all, we have a complete listing of our scholarships on our website. And that's partly because there's different scholarships have different flavors. So, some are art and theater related, some require minimum requirements for wages and salaries of families. Some have no restrictions whatsoever. And so all of that information and the deadlines, which can be very different for those scholarships, we try to post all of those on the website. Couple of key things is that there are deadlines for all of those scholarships, and you need to be very, very aware of those deadlines. So we've had some very, very generous donors over the last couple of years, particularly through our Empower Illinois program with the Illinois tax credit scholarships, and those can be very, very lucrative reimbursements for education, but it's imperative that you follow the deadlines on those scholarships. So Empower Illinois, for example, is typically the middle of January. Another very generous one is our CEF program through the diocese. That comes with a March 1st deadline. And then, Van Ekeren and CASMA, just to name a couple, are very, very generous scholarships in addition to all of our sponsors. But you need to check those deadlines and meet the paperwork requirements for each of those. And then that leads into, the second source of funds, and that's straight financial aid from IC Catholic Prep ourselves. Again, there's an application process that we go through, a review process that we go through. It's completely dependent on your filling out the fax application that we use to provide this information to us. And that information is used then to determine whether or not you're eligible and for what level of financial aid through the high school. Parents are always asking to get an answer as soon as possible. We like to point out that we also would like to give you that information as soon as possible. Again, that's a mutual exercise, though.
And I love that you brought up our fax form. You know, a couple things that I hear often is when families go to apply for fax, I believe there's a $35 application fee. And I just want to make sure that families know that that's not assessed by IC Catholic Prep. That is assessed solely by fax. We never see $35 of that, but it is worth filling that out because that fax form is like a one-stop application. I like to say like one application, multiple scholarship opportunities, right?
That's correct. There's a number of our scholarship sponsors that actually use the information
Absolutely.
from that application to determine whether or not you're eligible for a scholarship, not just financial aid through IC Catholic Prep.
Absolutely.
It's a great point.
And to your point, though, about the Catholic Education Foundation through the Diocese of Joliet, that's really where they start with their application process is through that fax form. And so
Absolutely.
we'll be sending out lots of information about that. We typically open that up here and IC around November 1st, that first week in November. So, you know, I want to make sure families are kind of looking for that. But Mr. Nolan, you said it, you know, March 1st is really that hard set deadline. And so I like to tell families, like, circle it on your calendar, put a save the date, whatever you need to do, right? Post-it notes everywhere because it's so important. So important.
Yeah, we like to mention facts, and then about 5 minutes later, we like to mention facts again. And then, you know, before we end the conversation, we like to mention facts again. So I would like to point out one thing, because this also, as you said, the $35 issue can be confusing sometimes. The tax information that's required, sometimes that can also be confusing. If you don't have that information fully available for the current year when you're completing the application, then by all means you're capable of using last year's information. And then the only caveat is before any final award is issued, you will have to update it for the current year's information. But it's sometimes worth your effort to just go ahead and fill out the application and use this prior year's information, and then update it as soon as you can possibly update it. Correct.
You mentioned Empower Illinois, and I want to spend just a quick minute on that, as that has been fairly new on the scene over the last 3 years now, maybe 4 years even, solely through the state of Illinois. But we have been very blessed with some amazing, generous donors here on campus. Can you speak to that process specifically? Because that is what I like to kind of consider a third party off campus, but maybe you could speak to what that looks like for our families.
Sure, that's a multiple part process. So sometimes it can be a little bit confusing, and there's a part that the donors play, and there's a part that the students and their families play. The biggest part that the families need to be aware of is that Empower will ultimately post when the application process is going to open, and we will, as soon as we possibly can on our website, make that information available, and we'll also communicate that through emails as well. The big part about the application process is that on the deadline date, literally they're going to tell you that pick a time at 7 p.m. there's going to be a push button. So, you know, your application window may open up at 6 or 6:30. That'll give you plenty of time. 30 minutes doesn't sound like a lot of time, but it's enough time to fill out your application. But it's a very time sensitive, time competitive process. In other words, it's first come, first serve.
While I don't always get to do this here, I did want to make sure that we shared that landing page and where to go for financial aid information. And so we're just looking at our landing page, iccatholicprep.org. If you head to our admissions tab, underneath admissions, you're going to see financial aid and scholarships. Don't get me wrong, there are great pieces of information throughout the whole website and even under this tab for prospective families. But that financial aid and scholarships tab is exactly what Jim Nolan is talking about with regards to kind of learning about things in real time. And so if you click your way through that tab, we have just kind of a short video to kind of give you an idea of what you're finding on that page. And then some ideas of, we're talking about that CEF grant. Invest in Kids is Empower Illinois. We do have several scholarships and different opportunities for families as well. So it would really behoove you as a family to take some time, look at those opportunities. And of course, if you are not receiving our emails already through iccatholicprep.org, please make sure you go there, fill out an inquiry form. Let's get you on our list so that you are getting real-time information with regards to financial aid and the admissions process as a whole. So I think those are some important pieces just to kind of wrap everything all together.
And if anybody needs to get a hold of me and wants to ask questions, I'm happy to answer them directly. My email address is jnolan, Nolan, at IC Catholic Prep. And as Nikki also pointed out on our website, we also have the ability to go ahead and leave an email message for financial aid questions as well. And we monitor that email box as well.
And with that, prospective families, be assured of our continued prayers for each of you. And as we like to say, go Knights.
Go Knights.
If you have continued questions with regards to financial assistance and scholarship opportunities, so many great pieces of information on our website, but please feel free to reach out at any time. We'll be sure to direct you where you need to go for that information. And as I said a little bit earlier, a lot will be coming out in the next week or so with regards to those applications opening up. And so we know Catholic education as an investment, and we really pride ourselves on working together as a community to make that a possibility for you and your family. There's one group that we have not been able to talk to yet today, and I have been waiting all afternoon to share these people with you. They are some of our head coaches who are just amazing individuals. Our athletic director, Mr. Michael Fahey, will be with us. He's such an awesome source of knowledge about where to go, in terms of college athletics. He comes to us with that college background, just a guy with great energy and great vision for our athletic program. And then, of course, our head coaches. Our coaching staff is phenomenal, and I mean that truly. I often tell students who are student athletes, notice I said student athlete, student first, athlete second, and that's something that we say across the board on our campus. If you are a student athlete, I encourage you to get to know our coaches, encourage you to explore and get to know coaches, as you will most likely be spending more time with them than your own family. So you want to surround yourself with people who will allow you to become your best version of yourself. And I truly believe that these coaches who dedicate their time and talent to our community truly do that and represent such a beautiful piece of the puzzle on the field and off the field or court of play. And so hopefully if you have questions, you let us know. We'll be sure to get you in touch with those coaches as well. Again, our goal is to be on campus together soon so you can meet them in person. But our coaches are providing a little look into what our athletics department looks like. And then we'll wrap up our afternoon together with just some pieces of action that we need to take right now to make sure that we're on track for our high school journey. And so stay with us for our coach presentation, and we'll be back in just a few moments.
Hey everybody, my name is Michael Fahey. I'm the athletic director at IC Catholic Prep. I am in my second year here in Elmhurst, and I could not be more excited for the future of our athletic programs. I'm very pleased with what I've seen thus far from our coaches and our student athletes. A few programs I want to touch base on. One is girls swimming. Last year in the fall of 2019, for the first time ever in school history, we had a girl compete and represent IC Catholic Prep in the IHSA State Series. She actually went on to win both heats in the 50 and 100 meter freestyle. So we're looking to build upon that and create a full-fledged swim program in the fall of 2021 if all goes according to plan. We're very, very excited about that. Second, we have a wrestling program that was very, very successful last year. We took 6 individuals downstate to Champaign. One went on to take 4th place in the 113-pound division, and then one actually won the 106-pound Class A IHSA State Championship as a as a freshman. So we're young. We have everybody back this year. We're very excited about the future of the wrestling program as it continues to attract a lot of young talent in the area. Lastly, I want to talk about boys lacrosse. With this year, it'll be starting on May 3rd. Deep into the summer it will go. And it's just a program that's about 10 years in, and I'm just extremely excited about where we are going and what direction we're going at IC Catholic Prep. Go Knights. Thanks.
Hi, my name is TJ Tyrrell. I'm the head boys basketball coach at IC Catholic Prep. I've been a part of the school. I was a student, class of 97, and then I came back and started coaching 19 years ago. And so this is my 19th season, and then 9 years as head varsity boys basketball coach. So, you know, being a part of the program, we focus on a lot of positivity, hard work, being accountable, good body language. We like that our players start to become young men, and we hold them to that standard. We work hard, and we expect a commitment out of the boys. So when you're a part of the program, you're committed to putting in the work and making the sacrifices needed to make not only yourself, but the program and team successful. This year, our season is scheduled to start in November. Typically, we have summer season in the month of June, off season. And then right now we're doing our contact days, our preseason, getting prepared. Being a part of IC, it's a great community. And, you know, the cool thing about it is a lot of the kids participate in various sports and extracurricular activities. We look forward to having you here, and hopefully we'll see you in the halls soon to come. Thanks.
I am Mike Patino, and I have been a professional tennis coach for 7 years. This season, fall 2020, is my first season coaching tennis at IC. The tennis players I coach at IC learn how to embrace competition with a healthy attitude, how to win and lose with respect, how to identify strengths and weaknesses, how to play to your strengths, and how to improve weaker skills. The girls' tennis season is actually now coming to a close after completing 12 dual meets and finishing our MSC Conference Championship in the Red Division.
Hello, thank you for your interest in IC Catholic Prep, and more specifically, the girls volleyball program. My name is Nancy Kerrigan, and I'm entering my 19th year as a coach in this program, and this will be my 6th year as head coach. I'm a proud alumni from the class of 1985. I was the co-captain of the 1984 state volleyball championship team, and then I went on to study business and play volleyball for Marquette University. We have a program that has a rich and successful history, both on the court and in the classroom. On the court, we've won 3 state titles in program history. Most recently, in the past 10 years, we've won 9 regional championships, 2 sectional championships, a super sectional championship, and of course, a state championship in 2013. Our girls take the academics very seriously, and it's evident in our team consistently being the top earning GPA team in the IC athletic department. But I think our proudest accomplishment on the athletic side is winning the American Volleyball Coaches Association Team Academic Award 27 out of the 28 years of the award's existence. This is a national award, and we are one of only 2 high schools who have won this that many times. Our program is designed to emphasize the culture of respect, accountability, commitment, team first, and faith. And we try to intertwine all those characteristics in everything we do. We believe that our success is not to be judged just by our wins and losses. We believe that the wins and losses and the success on the court is simply a byproduct of building confident young women who have learned and understand the power of excellence and character. They have learned the power of being a strong leader, and they've learned what it means to work hard and be committed to something that they love to do. We do have 3 levels of teams in our program. We have freshmen, we have a JV team, and then of course we have a varsity team. On the freshman level, it's important to note that we are a no-cut program, so any freshman, no matter what level of experience, we will find a place for you as you look to find your interests in your freshman year.
Hello, my name is Dan Gunther, and I'm the head bowling coach at IC Catholic Prep. This is my second year as a coach, but it'll be my first as the head coach of the bowling team. Our sport is a winter sport, so we run through November to January. Last year, we had one freshman boy represent the school as an individual at the state series, and I believe he finished 32nd out of over 150 kids. Our bowling team is open to boys and girls, so if you're a bowler, I'd like to see you at IC. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lauren Caputo, and I am the head varsity dance coach at IC Catholic Prep, and I've been coaching for the past 5 years. When you join dance team, you're not just learning how to dance, but you will also learn very important life skills. You'll learn excellent time management, and you're going to learn how to communicate with your peers around you, with adults, and be responsible for yourself. Typically, we have our auditions in April or May, and then we practice as a team over summer, June through August, and then we typically roll right into football season. And we kick off football season with a scrimmage performance where we invite our dancers back from kids camp to dance with us. And football season can end anywhere from the end of October all the way through Thanksgiving. Right after football season, we go into basketball season. And if you choose to, we start competition season, which is a separate audition in the middle of October, and that will go until the end of January. And if I had any advice for future night athletes out there, it would be don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Many of my dancers come to me with no dance experience, and we still make it to state every year.
Hello, future IC families. My name is Miguel Garcia, or Coach Garcia. I am the head boys soccer coach here at IC, and I've been coaching boys and girls at the high school level and club soccer level for 10 years. This is my second year here at IC, and I believe being on my team teaches the students to be ethical, hardworking, and competitive. Our team's season usually starts in the fall. Obviously, because of the situation, it has been moved to early February. We're the current conference champions, and this is the first time in school history. And we also have the first in school history player of the conference, the most valuable player of the conference, which he's also a sectional player of the state of Illinois.
Hi, my name's Dawn Calcagno, and I'm the head coach of the girls and boys cross country program at IC Catholic Prep. I've been coaching cross country for the past 8 years, and I am now in my 4th season with the Knights. In addition to becoming a better runner, student athletes will also increase their life skills that they can use throughout high school and beyond. The culture of my team is that of a positive attitude, commitment, leadership, and high work ethic. We are currently entering the cross-country state series, including conference championship, regional, and sectional championships. In 2019, our girls team became both regional and sectional champions. In 2018, they earned a 6th place team finish at the high school cross-country state championship at Detweiler Park in Peoria, Illinois. I encourage all families to consider IC Catholic Prep as their top high school choice. It's a wonderful environment where every student counts, both in the classroom and on the cross-country course. Go Knights.
Hi, my name is Bob Cronin. I'm a 1978 graduate of Immaculate Conception High School, now known as IC Catholic Prep. This is my 26th year coaching overall at IC and my 18th year as the head coach for our track and field programs. And when I say programs, I mean both the boys program and the girls program. We practice together. Many of our meets are together, and that's an extra added benefit, I believe, to our program. The kids get along, they work hard, they show up, they're accountable for their actions. We ask that they be respectful of their fellow athletes, their coaches, their competitors, their officials. And we feel that's a pretty good formula for working forward towards success in high school and beyond, the collegiate level and Life After, where we are here to make good Christian Catholic young men and women.
Hi, my name is Bill Kraft. I'm the head football coach here at IC Catholic Prep. I want to start by saying welcome to all of you and thank you for considering our high school. I've been the head football coach here for 8 years. During our time, we've won 3 state titles and numerous conference championships. Something that I would tell you about our program is that we're not built on wins and losses or football games. We strive to build men of character and to promote the tenets of character, commitment, passion, leadership, and honor within our program. Our schedule this season's a little different. We'll be starting in February. February 15th is the start of our season. And then again, our season will end somewhere early June. And then we will have kind of that month off and hopefully then continue into the month of July with more football. I want to just share a little bit of advice for you when looking at IC Catholic Prep. Just enjoy the experience of looking for a high school. Consider all your options and weigh out the people that are around you. I think that IC is different than most schools in a lot of ways. One of those ways is being a 3-sport athlete and multi-sport athlete and having success in all 3 sports.
The IHSA is our governing body. We follow all the bylaws set forth by them in terms of when dealing with our activities in athletics. One of the sports that they do not cover is hockey, and that is the Illinois High School Hockey League that covers that. And we do offer club hockey at IC Catholic Prep, which is awesome. I'm so excited that we do that because it gives the opportunity for a student athlete to choose IC, but also participate in hockey at the club level. And some great competition in our little suburban league that we have. We are on a club team called the North Stars. We play out of Franklin Park, but also Willowbrook Ice Arena. And we're on a team with Nazareth Academy, St. Lawrence, and Riverside Brookfield. So it's a great opportunity that we offer. We offer cheerleading at IC Catholic Prep. Our coach is doing a fantastic job in building that program. We have 2 cheer seasons. One is in the fall and one is in the winter. In the fall, you'll find our cheer on the sideline at football games at Plunkett Athletic Complex, cheering on our football program. And they will do cheers out on the field in between quarters. In the winter, you'll find them at our gym cheering on our boys basketball program.
Hello, this is Coach Godinez, the head girls soccer coach at IC. I've been coaching at IC for 3 seasons, going on my 4th. Some of the accomplishments at IC is we've been 3-time regional champions and 3-time sectional champions. Something that I admire about IC is the great leaders that I've coached there. They've been phenomenal since I've been there in day one. We push discipline in the team first. And the girls have a strong bond there and are very gifted in the classroom. So I've coached a lot of great student athletes and a lot of great captains.
I'm Todd Fisher, girls basketball coach at IC Catholic Prep. I've been teaching and coaching girls basketball for over 20 years, and this is my 2nd year at IC. Last year, we had a successful season. The varsity won 19 games, finished 2nd in conference. We're champions at the Revis Holiday Tournament, and we had 2 players named to the all-conference team. And this year, we're looking to build upon last year's success. Check out the athletic website for an up-to-date schedule. A student athlete who is part of the girls basketball program can learn some valuable skills. To name a few, they'll learn how to work with others and how to be part of a team. They will learn time management skills and develop leadership skills. In addition, they have the opportunity to go out and represent IC Catholic Prep on the court and off. Come check us out so you can experience what it's like to be part of the IC family. And go Knights.
Hi, my name is Mike Conroy. I'm the varsity bass fishing coach at IC Catholic Prep. I've been doing it since 2009 when the IHSA started high school bass fishing as a competitive sport. Our team is made up with students from all grades, co-ed, and we typically have 12 to 16 members on the roster. When we fish tournaments, we fish various areas around Northern Illinois, usually within about an hour's drive, but it's a long day when we get up at 4:30 and get back to school about 4:30. We fish 2 boats and typically bring along 6 or 8 students to fish those 2 boats, rotating people in and out. If you really like fishing, we'd really like to have you.
Hi, my name is Frank Reber. I'm the ICCP softball head coach. I've been coaching at IC for the last 12 years. With our program, we try to do a lot of leadership and try to get a winning attitude with the team, a lot of bonding with the girls. We do a lot of team dinners and just let the girls be accountable for what they do as they grow up through being young ladies to young adults. Our season usually goes from March 1st till the end of June. We play typically anywhere from 25 to 35 games with, depending on rainouts. We do a home tournament, which is with 8 teams that we bring from all over. We also go on a spring break to like Myrtle Beach, Cocoa Beach, Clearwater. We do fundraising for that. So on spring break, we go play teams in other states. In the last 6 years, we've won the regional championship, and 3 of the last 6 years, the sectional championship. For kids looking to come to IC, we'd love to have you. It's a great atmosphere. I've had 3 daughters graduate from IC, and they've loved it. And it's just, it's a really good family fun community that we go, that I see, and everybody seems to really enjoy it. And I'd love to see you.
Hello, future Knight baseball families. My name is Matt Smith. I am the new varsity head coach at ICCP. I've been coaching for 13 years, and this is my first year at IC, and I'm very excited to be a part of this program and the school. What kind of sets my program different than maybe others in the area is we are all about player development. And our big thing is that when you would come in as a boy, but you would leave as a man. That is our biggest push in our program. What makes IC Catholic Prep different than any other school is you have great one-on-one attention with the teachers. You're not just a number, but you're a human, and they understand you and they learn who you are individually, and they want to build that family relationship with you. Why ICCP is so much different also is it's a great family atmosphere. When you come in, you're going to feel like family right away, and they're going to make you feel so comforting and welcoming. So hopefully to see you soon. Our season kicks off in April. I really hope to see you guys out there, and go Knights.
I'm Don Sujak, and I'm the head coach of the IC golf team. My first year with the team was back in 2003, and that makes this my 18th season at the school. Playing competitive golf in a team environment offers many tangible benefits: camaraderie with classmates, the ability to improve solely by dedicating oneself to that goal, and the opportunity to compete at whatever level your skills allow you to go to. These traits can serve you well long after high school is over. Finally, golf is a game you can play the rest of your life with family and friends. There's really nothing like it. Now, we're just wrapping up our 2020 season. We finished the regular season with a 7-3 one-loss record. We recently competed in the first round of the IHSA state playoffs, where we finished second out of 13 teams and earned the right to compete in the second round of the playoffs. Unfortunately, due to COVID, there are no state finals this year. That said, our team is young, improving, and hungry. We anticipate making our mark in the state tournament when the playoffs return in 2021. Personally, I think IC Catholic Prep is an outstanding choice for high school. You have to want to work hard academically, as the teachers are top-notch, and their goal is to prepare you for college. You'll have to want to get involved too, whether it be in athletics, clubs, or other extracurricular activities. Being a well-rounded young adult is the hallmark of the student body here, and it's an important part of being able to adapt and thrive beyond high school. Obviously, I'm sold on the benefits of an education at IC Catholic Prep. I wouldn't keep coming back if I wasn't. If you or your family are considering attending and would like to talk with me, my phone number and/or email are posted on the website, and I would welcome the opportunity to chat. Thanks for taking the time to watch.
The adventure is just beginning. There's been so much shared this afternoon, and we cannot thank you enough for just being with us and taking time out of your Sunday to be with us. Thank you for allowing us into your homes as we share all of the wonderful things about IC Catholic Prep. We speak often about right fit. And yes, there are challenges living in a COVID world to find that right fit, but I do encourage you and your families to explore your options of high schools. There are wonderful high school options, IC being one of them, and we really truly hope that you will take the time to join us on campus for some upcoming activities. The time to find that right fit high school is now. Some upcoming things to put on that calendar is that December 5th entrance exam date. Again, I'll say that again, December 5th entrance exam date. If you are choosing a Catholic high school, if you are choosing IC Catholic Prep as your high school, which is our goal, we hope that to be the case for you. You really want to make sure that you're registering for that exam. That is going to be held on campus at this very time. Should we have to move to a remote location, we are able to do that as well. However, at this present time, we are planning on holding an on-campus testing site on December 5th at 8 a.m. Please keep an eye out for those emails coming out shortly with regards to more details about those test dates and things to prepare for that. In addition to that, we are hosting several parent information sessions that are short, what we call night bites. Little bits of information, little bites of an appetizer to the full plate at IC Catholic Prep. And so that next night bite is going to be on October 28th. It is that student service focus. So in the beginning of our time together this afternoon, we heard from Mrs. Field, we heard from Mrs. Sebastian, we heard from Ms. Ortiz. We have various levels of student services and resources at school. And so it gives us an opportunity to share more of that in depth with you. So you can absolutely find that activity and many others on our admissions page on our website at iccatholicprep.org. The other night bites that are upcoming will be in November and December. And so November 11th is our student panel. And so you'll be able to hear from our students in a little deeper format, a little bit more personal format through our Zoom conversations, and our faculty panel on December 2nd. And so hearing from a variety of faculty that day. Rest assured, if you cannot be with us on those dates, we are recording all of our night bites. And so all you will need to do is just email me so that I will be able to get you that recording. Most importantly, however, we are scheduling personal tours on campus. Again, you can sign up for a personal tour. We have calendar dates set up through our website. If you are having any challenges or questions, or we need to find an alternative time, please feel free to call or email. I'd be happy to work with you and your family to find a time that will allow you to be with us on campus. We are taking several precautions just to make sure that your family is safe and our faculty and staff and students are safe as well, but I am confident that we can make that happen in the near future. As always, we love to serve as a resource for each of you and welcome the opportunity for you to call and email so that we can make those connections. You can find my email and phone number information online, but just to put that out there today, my direct line at IC Catholic Prep is 630-530-3484. Again, that's 630-530-3484. My email address is nkanzia@iccatholicprep.org. N as in Nancy, K-A-N as in Nancy, Z-I-A @iccatholicprep.org. Both work just fine. I do try to get back to people within 24 hours. So if you don't hear from me in that time frame, something got lost in cyberspace, and please, I don't take any offense to you reaching out again. This afternoon could not have been possible without the help of so many. Of course, Father Tom, Father James, our parish staff, just a quick thank you to them. Our administrative team, my colleagues who I have the blessing to work with day in and day out, our department chairs, our faculty staff, our coaches, and Mr. Michael Fahey, our athletic director. Most importantly, our students who took the time on a weekend to be with us. Just really need to say thank you. I also want to make sure that I say thank you to my partner in crime today, our marketing and communications director, Mr. David Terry, who's on the backside of the stream, really allowing us to be successful. And so we don't do anything by ourselves at IC. We do this as a team and as a partnership. And so we look forward to having that opportunity to be partners with you and your family to ensure your students' success through high school and beyond. As we like to say at IC Catholic Prep, we thank you for being with us. Be Be assured of our continued prayers along this journey, and go Knights.